strikes targeting Iran and ships navigating Iranian ports in the Strait of Hormuz. ABC's Karen Travers says Iran also launching attacks in the region.
Jordan and Bahrain were facing incoming yesterday, and then today reports from Kuwait about Iranian strikes back at them. Yesterday, the United States hit military installations in the north, also fired on that oil tanker. The president has repeated that threat to go after civilian infrastructure in Iran.
Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche, facing Senate confirmation hearings this week to become permanent AG, met with some survivors of the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Blanche facing criticism over the Justice Department's handling and release of the Epstein files, and Republican Senator Tom Tillis told Blanche he would withhold his vote until he met with survivors. In Texas Hill Country, high river water rescues continuing amid catastrophic flooding. The governor says at least one person has died. This is ABC News. Wildfires in Canada triggering health alerts across the Midwest and Northeast. That drifting smoke setting in along with a heat dome in western states. The threat of wildfires in parts of California leading utility companies to take precautions.
When wildfire conditions become dangerous here in California, it's now routine for power companies to proactively shut off electricity. So if power lines come down, they don't start wildfires that run and can be deadly in high wind. Pacific Gas and Electric has shut off power in areas east and south of the San Francisco Bay Area. Southern California Edison has turned off the power for about 450 customers in Santa Barbara County. The heat and wind should improve going into the weekend, allowing the electricity to be turned back on. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Scientists say a tagged massive great white shark recently spotted off North Carolina appears to be headed north to Cape Cod. The 14-foot shark, believed to be the largest great white that's tagged in the Atlantic. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
At 3:02, a new legal filing over what happened on board a Southwest Airlines flight from Seattle to Sacramento. More on that story coming up. But first, here's Nate at the traffic desk.
Hey, thanks, Tim. This one brought to us by the Seattle Mariners. Marysville to Everett has a 20-minute delay. South 5 at the Snohomish River Bridge. You've got a collision blocking your right lane. And then further down the road, just past Lowell Road, we're still dealing with an earlier collision. Had 4 lanes blocked, but it has since been moved to your right shoulder. So we've got a pretty solid backup from the Steamboat Slough all the way down to Lowell Road. Linwood to Seattle has improved to 20 minutes. This is the best it's been for quite a few hours. It's slow in the U District to I-90. North 5, bumper to bumper from Albro now up to the Columbia Tower. Catch a little break, and then we're solid again from Mercer to the Ship Canal Bridge. All added up. Plan on a half hour to get through this. Seattle to Federal Way, half hour. Bellevue to Renton, 25 minutes. Your usual backups from 520 to the Renton S-curves. North 405, heavy from South Center through those S-curves. And Tacoma to Olympia, plan on 50 minutes. Got a little crowding as you head into Lakewood. More scattered backups between Lacey and Olympia. Don't miss the biggest event of the year at T-Mobile Park, 50th Season Celebration Night on August 8th. Presented by Daktronics. Get your tickets at mariners.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
It's 3:03. Good afternoon. I'm Tim Hole. A new lawsuit against Southwest Airlines is raising questions about passenger safety and in-flight drinking.
Court documents allege the airline let a visibly intoxicated man board a Seattle to Sacramento flight in August of 2024, then served him more alcohol before he sexually assaulted a 20-year-old woman seated next to him. Aviation attorney Mark Lindquist represents the victim.
Letting someone obviously intoxicated board an aircraft and continuing to serve him alcohol are both violations of FAA rules.
The defendant, Jeff Lorenzo, has already pled guilty in federal court. The suit claims Southwest failed to train staff to prevent and respond to in-flight sexual misconduct. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
And we have reached out to Southwest for comment, but so far have not heard back. Still some lingering delays at SeaTac Airport after an earlier ground stop triggered by late morning thunderstorms. Arrivals and departures are impacted. The sudden downpour and a clogged drain flooded gate B11 at the airport. Cleanup is underway. One flight had to be moved to another gate. A new wildfire is burning east of Snoqualmie Pass. The Three Queens fire is about 25 acres north of I-90 in the Alpine Lakes Wilderness. The U.S. Forest Service is sending in air and ground crews to the scene. More than 8,000 lightning strikes lit up Oregon and Washington over the past 24 hours. As the storms move on, firefighters are watching for new wildfire starts. Dry lightning and gusty winds prompted a red flag warning across parts of Washington's Cascades and the Olympic Mountains. It expires at 11 o'clock tonight. More than 3 million people visited downtown Seattle across the 6 World Cup match days the city hosted. That according to numbers from the Downtown Seattle Association.
The city averaged more than 500,000 visitors on each match day. That's a 17% jump over those same days a year ago. And those numbers are likely actually going to be higher in reality. The tracking system doesn't count international visitors. The U.S. versus Australia World Cup match on June 19th drew the biggest crowds to downtown Seattle.
USA! 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 Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Oi, oi, oi!
More than 580,000 people. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Meantime, Seattle's Pioneer Square has returned to normal following World Cup. Businesses hoping to keep the momentum going. Though not on the scale of FIFA, numerous special events are planned for the neighborhood in the next couple of months.
Big events, big moments, times that can really just help bolster us, help a ton to get through some of the quieter months, some of the quieter weeks.
That's Will Perry, owner of Footy on Furs, talking with KIRO 7 TV. At 3:06, your forecast calling for partly cloudy skies overnight tonight. Looks like the showers have passed. Overnight low of 58, partly sunny on Friday. 76 for the high, sunny and 72 on Saturday, and then more sunshine and 81 on Sunday. It's 63 in Seattle. I'm Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
As long as there's ketchup and mustard, I'd eat a raw hot dog. I mean, you don't have to cook it.
That's how we're starting out? Really? Is that our best foot forward? Gentlemen?
It's the best we can do.
All right, okay. Here we go with the John Curley Show. Paperwork in place. Let's get started. Holly. Dive it in the door. Hello, Teeny. I did verify that my brother, I spoke on the phone today, and we reminisced about Holly. And it was, I think, the Han's mother used to say that on the phone, and we called just to have her say it, and we'd hang up on her.
Oh, the triplets.
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
Ali.
Was it a cultural thing?
This is the thing. We had three channels. You had your ABC, your NBC, CBS. If Moose, the golden retriever, was not sitting in the chair next to the television set, for some reason, Channel 6 didn't come in. I guess it was like an antenna thing, whatever.
Antenna?
An antenna? Antenna? So we didn't have a lot of entertainment. And that was one of the forms of entertainment. Either that or punching each other, pinning my brother down, farting in his face. Sure, you could do that for how long without blowing out a lower intestine.
Oh, my.
And then ring-a-bell basketball. Sure, we had that. Do you guys have that? Ring-a-bell basketball?
Never heard of it.
Oh, yeah. It's a rim you used to put on the top of a door jamb and close the door, and then it was a little basketball hoop.
Okay.
And then every time you score a point, it would go bing, and then that thing would break off, and then we just would have that on the doorknob. Anyway, there you go. Did I dive in already? I can't even. I've already started. I'm really ready to go.
You already dove in,
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't feel that way.
Are you sure?
I'm
sure
I'm not. I don't think I did.
Well, you can always dive in again.
Double dive?
Double dive.
Ever been done before?
Never.
Dive in! How refreshing. And I just ate a half an hour before, so I did wait the allotted amount of time.
I thought it was 60 minutes.
Whatever, Joe. Let's get started. We're starting out with Bob Ferguson. This is the governor wants students in high school to fill out a form.
We've been going to high schools across the state to talk about this program. And the first school I went to, I believe, was Renton High School, if I recall correctly, about a year ago. And this young man came up to me. It was obvious he was a good student, takes his schoolwork seriously, and he made it clear that he had no idea that this financial aid existed. No idea. And he had not had planned to go to college because he thought, I just can't afford it. I don't have the resources. My parents don't have the resources. It's just not going to happen. I got to do something else instead.
Whoa. Listen to this. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
You had no idea it was available.
Well, how do you know he's a good student?
Well, I think, whatever. He had glasses on. Whatever. But
he was a good student, takes his schoolwork seriously.
All right.
And he made it clear that he had no idea that this financial aid existed.
No idea financial aid existed. What? Financial what? Financial aid? What? I'm a good student. What? Okay. Had no idea.
No idea.
Right.
And he had not had planned to go to college.
Okay, didn't want to go to college because I'm financial aid. What's that? I'm not going to go to college.
Because he thought, I just can't afford it.
Ooh. So he had no intention of going to college because he couldn't afford it. Okay.
I don't have the resources.
Don't have the resources.
My parents don't have the resources.
Parents don't have the resources, yeah.
It's just not going to happen. I got to do something else instead.
Okay, so he had no intention of going to college because he had no idea that there's financial aid, and his parents didn't even know it was available. Okay.
But he was a very good student.
You are.
And he takes this
Away by the fact that we had this level of support in Washington State, and he just needed to complete this form to unlock it.
Fill it out.
But we know from our experience that there are thousands and thousands of young people just like that young man out there. They just don't know. And by requiring this, that's going to require a conversation with young people all across the state. And they will learn about what's possible here in Washington State. We are a generous state. We're providing that financial assistance. And we need to do more as a state to make sure that young people unlock that future for themselves.
Okay, so first of all, we got a big deficit, but aside from the billions of dollars we don't have. So here's what happens. If the student fills out the form, which is a federal form, then the federal government says, okay, they unlock the money, and then also the Washington State gets part of those federal dollars as well. Then the money goes to the student. The student gets the cashola and then can go and spend that money in state-run schools or any place they want to spend the money. So really, they're not making college more affordable. They're making it financially available. Here's a little bit of news a lot of people don't realize. On July 1st, you know what happened? Under the big, beautiful bill that everybody thought was such a horrible idea, they then decided that the federal government will no longer be funding crappy college courses. That here's the way they look at it. There's 805 or I think 810 courses, and these are offered at a bunch of different fine colleges. That if you went to school and you got a degree in that, and you took out a loan from the government, and you're making less in income than a high school graduate, we're not going to finance it. You go to Juilliard, you major in oboe, okay? You make $32,000 a year, and somebody that graduated from high school is making the same amount or a little bit more. No more money for that program. So they're going to, and they should start cracking down even more. But they're basically saying, why should we take your tax dollars and give it to this college, who then gives it to this kid who graduates with a crappy degree in basket weaving or, some other, lesbian armpit hair growth, weaving, something, I don't know, whatever. Then we're not going to pay for it anymore. That was part of the big, beautiful bill because they just decided it was just a huge waste of money. They're going to start cracking down even more of it. I'm fine and dandy with that. I got to say that I am totally biased. I have little or no regard for higher education, primarily because of the fact that I was and still are dyslexic and never get caught until I was a senior in high school, blah, blah, whatever. So I'm all angry and bitter about college to begin with.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I admit that flat out. But I do see it as a complete waste of money because of the federal government getting involved. Just to give you some fun facts here as to how the money all shakes out. You ready? So the cost of college has increased considerably ever since the government started lending money for loans. In fact, if you look at the total amount of money that the government spends out, the cost of college has increased 1,472%. So let's see. Since what year to year? Altogether, in the last 20-some years, even though inflation has gone up about 3 or 3.2%, the cost of college has gone up about 6% every single year. Why? Because for every dollar that the government loans to students, the college goes, oh, good. They increase the tuition by 60 cents or 63 cents, depending on what study you look at. So all they're doing is just following the money. The more money we loan, the more college goes up. It just continues in this circle. And then what happens is a great percentage of kids, about 67% of them, get the money, get the loan, and then they end up dropping out of college. So was the money well spent? They're stuck with the debt. They can't get rid of it, although the government ends up having about 10 million kids that owe money to the government. Total amount that is lent out, it's about $1.4 trillion worth of debt is sitting there. But the governor wants these kids to fill out the forms. Now, to get to sort of the dark nefarious thought that some people have. Why is Bob Ferguson want to know how much money the parents are making? Why would they ever want to know that? Well, on the form, you have to put down how much mom and dad make a year, and then that number becomes available to Bob Ferguson. And everybody else there in Olympia now knows how much money you make. And here's what Jim Walsh said, and I think JT Wilcox said as well, that this is a data grab by Bob Ferguson and the state of Washington to figure out what your income is, because when we know the millionaire's tax comes for you, it's going to want to know how much money you make a year. And if your kid puts down on that form, they'll then know, oh, you make $200,000. We're going to tax you. Oh, sorry. Forgot that's in the script. Breathe in suddenly and give the sense that it's exciting. We did that. All right. So the form is out there. They want you to fill it out. The governor says it's good because kids, even though they're great students, don't realize that there's all of this money available to them. How hard would it be to possibly explain that to them? What, 15 minutes? The form used to be very, very long and very complicated. It would take somebody about 30 minutes to an hour to fill it out. Well, they passed a bill. They became a law. Everybody knows how that works. I think a couple of years ago, in order to make sure that the form is not as complicated as it was before. So now they say, on average, filling out the stuff with having everything available to you takes you about 10 minutes to fill the form out. Little easier. There it is. Opens the spigot, gives you money that you can then spend on college classes that are less and less important and have less value because everybody starts to have them. They become obsequious, and everyone just simply knows that, oh, everybody's got a college degree. Grade inflation has gone up. The employer looks at it and goes, well, you've got a college degree. Just about everybody else does as well. Oh, look at the number of people that are getting A's has gone up. So that has really no value. So we're spending money on something that has more and more reduced value. Here's the thing that the governor didn't mention, and I was able to find. There are now 17 states that have these forms that must be filled out. New Hampshire started. They were the first ones. They said, oh, this is a good idea. Let's get more and more kids to fill out these forms because it'll be good for everybody. They started, and then they got rid of it. I think they were the first to launch in 2018, and then they said, oh, Louisiana was the first. 2018, they had 71% of the kids filling out the forms. 2024, they killed it. They said it's not doing good stuff for us. We're number one in paperwork, but we have kids going to college and dropping out. They also said that it wasn't helping, really. And then along came New Hampshire. They didn't like it at first because they thought it was an invasion of privacy. Then they said, well, okay, we'll have it in place. They set it up, I think, in 2023. They just dumped it as well. They said, we don't want it. Or 2021, they started it. They repealed it in 2024. So New Hampshire's out. Louisiana's out. Illinois said, geez, we don't like this. It's an unfunded mandate. And by the way, it's costing us $7.8 million in order to have college advisors in the classrooms to help kids fill these forms out. So that's additional cost that the Ferguson and the rest of the gang haven't pointed to, that they're going to give you additional dollars in these schools in order to help with these programs to be filled out. So the big question is it really a data grab? Do they just want to know how much money you make? And they're going around the back door making your kids fill out this form because apparently they weren't aware that there was all of this money available to you. What do you think? Is that possible?
Well,
could it be that Machiavellian, right? Is it really just them wanting to know? We know we hired a bunch of auditors. I forget how many auditors we now have in place for the.
It was like 150 or 200, something like that. I
thought it was like 400 and some auditors for 20,000 people. Wasn't it like that?
Yeah, I think it's closer to 200.
All right.
But here's my question.
Yeah.
I have several questions, actually, including your use of the word
obsequious.
Obsequious. I don't think you use it.
No, that's not the right word.
Okay. I thought...
That's sickeningly respectful.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
See, like flattery,
Sorry.
right?
Yes.
So,
I'm looking up a number for you.
Okay, so I thought that if the millionaire's tax becomes law, that everybody in Washington would have to file, even if you make less than $1 million in your household, would have to file basically a state.
That's what I was thinking.
File taxes.
Wouldn't they have it anyway?
Yeah, so everybody would basically be submitting their own income no matter what.
Right. Yeah, so then they would get it anyway. So
Right.
I don't understand why suddenly this is the back door.
So that would.
I meant ubiquitous.
Ubiquitous. Yes,
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
Yeah, they would know it because they're going to make you fill a thing out to tell you how much money you make in order to be able to go after you. Because if they're going to tie it into the federal government and the IRS, would it be the IRS sending the forms back to explain off your Social Security number as to how much money you make? Is that how they find it? This seems just like a long way around in order to be able to we'll get the kids to fill it out and then we'll gather it that way and then we'll know.
Well, and if this is second question. This is different than just financial aid, right? This is basically like college grants from the federal government, right?
There's the Pell Grant. That's the money that you don't have to pay back as long as you stay in a certain amount of time. It's all the loans as well. I like the idea that was kicked in there, which was let the banks do it. Get the government out. Make it private. Because then you sit down with a banker and you say, I'd like to take a loan out for $100,000. Oh, okay. What are you going to major in? I'm going to major in, underarm weaving, hair weaving. Right? We're not so sure we want to do that because chances of you getting a job that's going to be able to pay back, not going to do that. Maybe nudge you over to something that would be valuable. Then all of a sudden the marketplace is helping the kid realize what they could possibly study. And that it might be beneficial to have the bank in there on that. Why is the government paying for it? Right. Like in the state of Washington, was it about 100,000 kids applying for these loans? So you have a small percentage of the people going to college, but the guy driving the truck listening to the show right now, he's not going, has no intention of going. His kids don't go to college, but yet he's paying for all this stuff for some kid to take a bunch of classes and then get some degree, worthless or not. Why is the majority of people having to pay for the minority of people that will go get a college degree? And they say, oh, it's better for society.
So it's likely to.
Again, I know I'm completely biased, and I'm not somebody to have this discussion with anybody because I'm back in the amygdala, not in the prefrontal cortex of rational thought, because I just dislike college and dislike education, structured education that you get in high school and elementary school. I think it's a complete waste. Not a complete waste, but I think the structure is wrong. I have no problem with education. I think the structure is wrong. I don't agree with the factory-like industrialization of knowledge to children, which goes back to Prussia. And after the loss of the war, and why did the French lose the war? Well, we need to educate differently, so let's put them in tables, put them in chairs, and we'll sit there and we'll give them the instructions and tell them what they're supposed to say and what they're supposed to learn. I think that I'm more sort of a Socrates and Plato educational style. Nobody does that. It's not the form we have.
So speaking of learning, I think we've come to the determination that this isn't a secret way to get people to admit their incomes, right?
What did you say? Secret?
Also,
yes,
obsequious.
Obsequious means sickeningly respectful.
Yes, excessively eager to please, flatter, or obey.
Yeah. Ubiquitous means everywhere.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
See, if you'd have gone to college,
I would have known that. It's an SAT word. By the way, that listener brought up one day that my eyebrow is really annoying because there's only half an eyebrow. That's all I notice now. I look up at that stupid camera.
Oh, yeah. You got the one that's like bleached.
I'm going to fill it out.
Oh, don't do it. Nope, don't.
Why not?
Because then you're not going to be able to undo that. You're going to be stuck with it all day.
During the commercial break. I'm going to fix it right now.
Well, use a Sharpie, not a watermarker. Yeah, use a Sharpie.
You got anywhere to go tonight, John? I think you can mark yourself up.
I'll fix it up. We'll do it in the break.
Yeah.
All right, here comes Nate checking traffic. Nate down.
Yeah, hey, I'll draw that eyebrow in for you.
Thank you, Nate.
Marysville to Everett has improved to 15 minutes. South 5's down to a solid backup still between 41st and Lowell Road due to a couple of earlier collisions. Everett to Marysville going the other way, 20 minutes. It's solid from 526 up to 528. Linwood to Seattle. Seattle gone up just a few minutes to 25 minutes, and it's packed now from Ravenna down to I-90. North 5 still solid from Albro Place to the Ship Canal Bridge. About a half hour to get through this. North 405 heavy from I-5 and South Center in through those Renton S-curves. Half-hour drive from South Center to Bellevue. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeways, a 40-minute commute. 50 minutes from Tacoma to Olympia. Looking pretty good till you get into Lacey, and then from there it's scattered backups all the way into Olympia. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Again, Nate Connors, parts of the house are not functioning because it's a storage problem. 2-car garage is now a 1-car garage, or barely a 1-car garage, because there's just junk in there. It's not your fault. It's just that there's not proper storage. That's where Closets by Design come in. They fix the garage, the laundry room, the home office, maybe the pantry as well. They just are able to utilize the space that you have by just using interesting ways, very creative ways to increase your storage without giving you a giant price. 40% off plus 15% off. This is the best place to be able to save and get the storage you deserve. Closets by Design, 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
Hi, I'm Charlie Harder.
And I'm Amanda Factor. President Trump says, quote, it's really, really big news.
We'll break down his address to the nation.
The Mariners are back in town after the All-Star break.
The Rick Riz Show comes your way at 8:15. Rick will preview the weekend series with San Francisco.
And if you're still looking for something fun to do, KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden has your weekend planner.
Join us 5 to 9 tomorrow on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker at 97.3 FM.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and, of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Jason Rantz here with Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. Greg, there are a ton of national advertisers offering services similar to yours. Why shouldn't I go with one of them?
National firms are an interesting phenomena, if you will, because I hear from clients that tried them initially, and they tell me these stories that are just really hard to believe, Jason. They'll call, and the person that they're talking to is really a salesperson. They don't really know the tax resolution business at all. They're trying to make a sale. And so they overpromise, and they'll hook them with a very low initial fee. Then when that case starts moving down the road, all of a sudden the person's getting a phone call. Oh, you need to pay us thousands of dollars to get this thing done. And they tell me sometimes it never gets done.
So it's a tax resolution scheme without any of the resolution.
I really believe part of it is.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, call Greg Nunn with None Better Tax Resolution. 425-947-1967 or Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Friday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
For 250 years, Americans have believed in one powerful idea, that we are meant to live free. Free to work hard, free to move, free to enjoy life without being held back. But if the natural effects of aging are slowing you down, it might be time to declare your independence from aging. John Curley here. Longevity Medical Clinic has been treating the undesirable effects of aging for nearly 30 years. They have more clinical experience with actual patient care than any longevity practice in the country. I've been a patient for 17 years. Wow, time flies when you got a lot of energy. I don't know where I'd be today without longevity. Longevity Medical Clinic was started so people can get back to living life on their own terms, walking, working, exercising, and enjoying the moments that matter most. This year, as we celebrate 250 years of American independence, take a stand for your own freedom. Get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out more at lmclinic.com.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, to get 30, to get 20, 20, 20, to get 20, 20, to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
At 3:30, good afternoon. I'm Tim Hole. 2 women identified only as Jane Doe 1 and Jane Doe 2 are suing the Washington Department of Corrections over its use of X-ray body scanners and dry cell confinement at the state women's prison in Rosedale. The proposed class action alleges cruel punishment, due process and privacy violations, and negligence. Attorney John Cummings represented a whistleblower related to this case.
People in dry cell are not given even the benefits that are afforded people in solitary confinement. This dry cell program is exempted from the protection of DOC policy.
The plaintiffs want a judge to declare the practices unlawful, reform scanner and dry cell policies statewide, and award damages and attorney's fees. DOC refusing to comment on pending litigation. King County corrections officers are warning inmate tablets are being broken apart and turned into weapons. Dennis Folk, president of the King County Corrections Guild, says a corrections officer was recently cut on the leg when an inmate being transferred to Western State Hospital tried to stab staff.
I've been working in corrections for 28 years for King County, and I've never seen in my 28 years this many weapons coming into our facility, and about 99% of that's contributed to these tablets.
Folk wants tablets taken away from inmates in restrictive housing and mental health wards, and says anyone who breaks one should not get a replacement for the rest of their booking. We've reached out to King County's Department of Adult and Juvenile Detention for comment. King County says residential property values have leveled off or declined across much of the region. According to the Seattle Times, some east side communities, including Sammamish and Medina, saw values fall several percentage points. Downtown Seattle commercial property values dropped 31% because of struggling office buildings. Homeowners have 60 days to appeal their valuation after receiving the notice. Dutch Bros is officially brewing up its first Seattle location. The Oregon-based coffee chain plans to take over a former Starbucks site in Soto near 4th Avenue South. Washington hikers, you've got bragging rights.
A new study by sportshoes.com says the Mount Rainier Skyline Trail is one of the most beautiful hikes in the world. It ranks 11th place globally. It also tied with Kalalau Trail in Hawaii. The only U.S. hike ranked higher was Zion National Park's The Narrows, which came in at number 6. Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
At 3:33 from the real-time traffic desk, here's Nate.
Thanks, Tim. Linwood to Seattle, 25-minute trip. You're Peck from Ravenna Boulevard to I-90. North 5, you're bumper to bumper from Albro Place to the Ship Canal Bridge. Little clearing through the heart of downtown. It's a half hour to get through this. Seattle to Everett and Bellevue to Everett, both 50-minute drives. I-5 slows from Shoreline into Mill Creek. Scattered backups on 405 between Bellevue and Bothell. Bellevue to South Center heading south is a half-hour commute. Pretty thick backup now between 520 and Northeast 44th. Seattle to Federal Way, a 35-minute drive with your usual backup starting at 405 down to 516. And if you're heading out towards Sultan, eastbound 2 at Old Owen Road, looks like we might have a new blocking issue. Traffic jams up, and we've got already about a 2-mile backup. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Your forecast becoming partly cloudy overnight with a low of 58, partly sunny on Friday, 76. Saturday looking like 79, and sunshine and 81 on Sunday. Seattle right now is partly cloudy and 64. I'm Tim Hull, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Home Comfort Alliance when it comes to heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. It's homecomfortalliance.com. How the eyebrows look, see? Huh?
They look great.
Fill them in with a pen.
Do the uni.
Nope. Thank you, Nate.
Okay.
But speaking of hair in places that people don't want to look at, what? I'm just trying to make... It's Nate's fault. He gave me some weird toss. I had to make it all work so it makes sense.
It was a good segue.
Okay, thank you. David, are you there, and are you wearing any clothes?
Yes, sir, I am, and I do have a full-time obligation called a job, so yeah, I am working.
Yeah, how's the mailbox sales going?
Boy, I tell you, securing America one mailbox at a time. Thank you for the plug, but between the druggies and new construction, I'm not complaining. Go ahead.
Okay, good. All right. So the news has come out that it seems like they're trying to sort of split the baby here and still keep some babies nude. The latest is that Denny Park, of years of complaint, Denny Park lawsuits, and now they've decided that the city will have to make sure that people they're enforcing the lewd part of it, right? They don't want people doing gross things while other people are walking around nude at the park. Is it going to change your lifestyle in any way?
Not a bit, because it does not happen.
Wait a minute.
The lewd.
Yes. Every time we talk to you, David, you say it doesn't happen. But why are the people calling up and calling the police? And they've been doing this since 2018, saying it even got worse during COVID. People stand there and, date themselves while they're looking at people walking around nude.
Oh, they had this one guy, he'd lay on the front of his pickup truck to God and everybody, but that stuff needs to change. So, however, as you know, 2018, it all started. The one neighbor wanted to put in playground equipment to try to get us evicted. Didn't work. Then they tried rezoning. Didn't work. There's a third. I can't remember what it was. But when I say that, I call it the community. And when I was here the other day, had to be 90, 100 people in the community, and I probably recognized 90 of them.
Okay.
If I was at the city center, I could say, hey, I'll see you at the park, and blah, blah, blah. However, if something is going on lewd, most guys jump up and we call them out automatically. Now, let's just take Denny Blaine and let's go to Golden Gate. Let's go to it goes on everywhere. It's on the bus. So if you're going to police us and give us all this, by the way, the media attention has brought more membership, more community members, more of the LGBTQ. I can't get all the alphabets down. Great people, and we love everybody. But you're also bringing a couple more probably pervs.
Yeah.
So it has just gotten crazy. Now, a few years back when LGBTQ, this, that, they tried to shut it down. Then we went to the Pride Parade. It's a beautiful park. But honestly, guys, swear to God, I've got up one time way back when. I've probably seen two guys. I'll say something to you, and so will the other part of the community. And when one guy gets up and yells at the guy, we have all the other guys, part of the community, getting up, backing us up. I'll take a video. I'll take a picture anytime. But if I'm going to get involved in the litigious world, I want you to prosecute. And with those other videos that you have, why aren't you prosecuting those?
Well, I'm going to make it really. Sorry, David, naked mailbox. I'm going to make it really simple. I'm going to go the same way San Francisco did. You ready?
Yes, sir.
No more nudity. Can't be nude. Can't be nude. I don't want to see. I don't want to see. Dip. It was a ruling in San Francisco because they ran into the same thing. Well, I'm just naked. Oh, but you seem to be doing, oh, no, that's because I'm scratching that part of myself. Rather than getting into the whole, is that lewd, not lewd? What are you doing? Swinging it around like a propeller, whatever. They decided, the vote was in November 2012, 6-5. It became illegal to show your genitalia, and then they list all the other parts of yourself, in public. According to the new law, the first violation is a $100 fine. Second was a $200 fine. The third was violation. You did some jail time, not exceeding 1 year. So they basically didn't want to get into this. Well, is he doing something gross? Is he not? Is he naked? Is he doing this? Why is he doing it? They didn't want to do any of that. They just simply said, flat out, no more nudity, which is unusual for San Francisco because that's kind of where all that stuff began. To me,
yes, sir.
Now, David, they're saying, well, now the city is going to have to, you're going to have to provide somebody to watch. They're going to have somebody there monitoring the park. There's an additional cost. The city must now staff the park to watch for illegal behavior and install privacy buffers for the neighbors and everyone else. How about this? Put your bathing suit on, be nude at home. Nobody really wants to see it. You could have some community somewhere else. You could have a private club. But to ask the taxpayers to fund the park so that some people could walk around nude and other people could enjoy, them being nude. I know you're not going to like that.
Where's your libertarian card? Because I'd like to take it from you.
No, the libertarian card is that you're not going to ask the public to pay an additional fee for other people to enjoy being naked.
Nope.
The cost is unnecessary. You can be naked somewhere else, but why should I have to, one, see you, and then also put the barriers up? It just gets too messy with somebody. Oh, was he semi-erect while he was watching the people in the park? No, not really. That's kind of the thing.
David the Naked Mailbox Guy is a regular at the park.
know he is.
They police each other. They don't want anybody sitting there dating themselves, looking at them either, so they handle their business. That's all that needs to happen. They're a self-policing community. It's a couple.
Obviously
it's a couple
not
guy,
enough.
Just because somebody that lives right next door that has a wall that is adjacent to the beach is decided that he doesn't want the nude beach there anymore. That's been there since what, the 60s?
Yeah.
So just because this guy doesn't want to have to look at it.
Is it just, David, is it just the one guy?
It seems like it's just Mr. I don't remember his name, Sloan.
Yeah. Sloan,
but,
yes.
Anyway, and then he bought that property, tore the house down, built it up. When he got the place, he knew we were there.
Right.
Now I'll just go. I'll buy $500,000 in playground. When I get done with my house, I'll kick him out. And that's kind of what he's done. Now, the other people on the other side, been there forever. We don't block the gate. They're not. I've never met them, but since they put up that little wall thing, has it increased nudity? No, because we're still down there. Well, I can't tell you that if you go down the Seward Park, Atlantic, whatever, the same thing goes on. We need to police all the parks. Why are you picking on us?
Agreed.
We've been down there. You can't see us unless you walk over to the stairs and look down. Come on, get out. Either take your clothes or get out. And we don't say that to them, but you got your looky-loos. But go back to, I counted 10. I don't know how many times I counted on the previous talk show on KIRO today. That gentleman doesn't understand that his way of growing up is completely different than the way my parents grew up as hippies. So if he's raising beautiful children and this and that, he doesn't have to bring him down to the park. And if he did bring him down to the park, he's not going to see anything but a bunch of happy community people. So that drives me nuts every time. But I tried to stay on for the full boom, and I did.
Was it Jake? Which show were you on?
He's listening.
Jake. Yeah, Spike used to do the nude thing up at the park up there in the Issaquah.
Well, you cheated on us with another show?
He didn't go on the show.
Oh, no,
he just listened.
No, I didn't get it, bro.
Calm down, Joe.
Jeez, Joe.
When I heard they were going to talk about it, I got my notepad out. I wrote a bunch of stuff down. But no, you guys are my peeps. Okay?
I know. So at this point, so the judge says the city must now staff the park to watch for illegal behavior and install privacy buffers for neighbors. So this is going to stop the problem?
Well, number one, neighbors, take your security cameras down that you have pointed to the park on both sides. And then review all of those tapes. You might have some guy over there where we can't see, and Yeah, no, it's just that word lewd. Lewd behavior is when I go to Home Depot down on 99, I park my car, and then all of a sudden this guy pops out of the van, and I realize, I'm in, what's going on 99.
Yeah, I get you. That's lewd, yeah. All right.
Cheese and rice, that's lewd. Go ahead, John.
No. What did you say, cheese and rice?
That's right.
Cheese and rice, brother.
Look, somebody wants to walk around nude. I thought it was interesting in San Francisco.
I never heard that, and I'm sorry for the people. And yes, we do have private parks, and we could create a private park, but create a membership, put gates up, shut the parks down like you do at 10 o'clock at night, lock the gate, open it back up at 8 o'clock, boom. Because what happens after 10 o'clock at that park and every other park in the city, we don't know.
Yeah, anything after 12 o'clock is not
anything
good.
After 12 o'clock is no good.
That's right. You're right. There, well said. Thank you. There he is, our biggest fan, David, the Naked Mailbox Guy, weighing in, just, enjoying the community of everybody down there doing their thing. Thank you, David. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for that. Man, just thank you.
Yes,
bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Okay, here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
Harbor Stone Credit Union's got the update. In Federal Way, a collision on South 320th and Military Road is blocking most of that intersection. This comes in via our text line, and I can confirm it on our map. I'm seeing big backups in the area. Down in South Hill, northbound 161 at 152nd Street, collision has all northbound lanes blocked. This is right in front of Target. The northbound backup isn't terrible, but southbound is backed up almost to the mall. In South Tacoma on North 5, we're packed from South 84th up to the mall. A stall was blocking, but it's now on your left shoulder just past 56th. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, 45 minutes. Bellevue to Renton on 405, a half hour. And Olympia to Tacoma looking good at 35 minutes. Earn up to $30 per month just for using your Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card. Open your free checking account online today at harborstone.com/cash. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Back at Nate Connors. When you hear that your AC starting to, what's that noise? Not working quite right. Boy, it just all of a sudden breaks down. You're thinking, oh boy, I got to get a whole new one. That might be the case, but you might just need a simple repair. That's where Home Comfort Alliance comes in. The technicians will diagnose the real problem. They're not going to recommend anything other than fixing the problem. Now, if you have to replace the whole thing, well, why not a heat pump? Why a heat pump? Well, because it's going to be cool in the summer, warm in the winter, and it's all there in one system. It's great. We've got one at the barn now. So either way, what you don't want to do is you don't want to be on hold. You don't want to be guessing what's wrong. You want the place to be cool for you. HomeComfortAlliance.com has got this thing called a real pricing, and it's in under 60 seconds right there on your phone. There's no pressure, no guesswork, just honest answers from people that have been doing this for almost 50 years for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. If the AC goes out, don't panic. Get in touch with Home Comfort Alliance. That's HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
A perfect game by a Seattle Mariner. It was done by the King.
50 seasons, 50 legends, one unforgettable night. Join the Mariners Saturday, August 8th for 50 season celebration night at T-Mobile Park, presented by Daktronics.
The Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship.
Before the team takes on the Rays, arrive early for the most epic pregame ceremony in Mariners history. You'll witness the biggest gathering of franchise icons ever assembled as the 50 greatest Mariners from across all 5 decades are revealed. From Griffey to the Big Unit, from Ichiro to Nelson Cruz, and every legend in between, you don't want to miss this once-in-a-lifetime event.
Junior with a 2-run home run. Everybody is going bonkers here in the Kingdom.
Seats are going fast. Get yours at mariners.com/tickets.
My, oh my!
Hey, it's Jason Rantz here again with Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. Greg, there are some folks getting CP 504 notices. This is not something that should be ignored. You need a professional.
When you receive a CP 504 notice, alarm bells need to go off. And as much as you just want to push that envelope aside, because they know it's not going to be good. And it's not a very good notice to get, because it means the IRS is really coming down on you hard. Get help right away. call somebody that knows what they're doing and get some assistance.
How have you helped?
We help them by understanding exactly where they're at. We interview them, we talk with them, find out. We'd like to know, how did you get here? And then we make a plan whereby we do our level best to help people with this struggle they are having now with their taxes.
Judgment-free.
Judgment-free.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, call Greg Nunn with None Better Tax Resolution, 425-947-1967, or Google NUNN, None Better Tax Resolution.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
At Seattle Children's Hospital, 1 in 3 patient families can't afford the food their kids need to heal. A child recovering from surgery and the family struggling to put nutritious food on the table. That's why Seattle Children's, Safeway, and Seahawk, Jackson Smith and Jigba launched the Food First Project to fight pediatric food insecurity by providing grocery cards, produce vouchers, and food as medicine programs for families. No barriers, just help. 12s, we need you. Learn more at Safeway.com. Again, that's Safeway.com.
If you're feeling sort of sleepy and you know you have to go somewhere or you just don't want to take a nap, go online and start shopping. There is a direct connection between the dopamine. Oh, hold on. This just in. Hang on. I messed up. Hang on. Wait a minute. I actually made a mistake. San Francisco, it is illegal to be nude, like walking around in parades. You got to get a permit for that. But they do have 2 parks where you can be nude in a certain area that you are allowed to walk around. But like generally being nude, as long as you're not being lewd, as we have here in the state of Washington, that's illegal in San Francisco. I think it was a 6-5 vote on that. What?
So they have traditional nude beaches like they
do. They got 2.
We have a lot of problems in Seattle and Washington, but in Seattle specifically, I don't think one of them is the nude law. Do you?
As far as list of problems?
Yeah.
Well, you can create problems. So people go there, and gross guys want to go there and watch these people walking around naked, right?
They're the problem.
Yes, that's the problem. It's not the people that are walking around naked. It's the people that are sitting there like, but then you think to yourself, okay, why don't we just accept that? You can accept somebody injecting a drug into their arm, and they're doing the Fetty fold, right? They're laying there, and they're laying around their own waste products and stuff. They're just there. Okay, we find that to be it's despicable, or going to the bathroom in public. Just why not just allow somebody to just enjoy themselves in public? Why all of a sudden, draw the line there? Why?
I think we should draw both of those lines.
Why? No, seriously, just let them go ahead. Liberty, it's not hurting you. Just look away. You don't have to look at it. Go ahead. Why not? People fornicate in public. Who cares? Seriously, look somewhere else.
You know what? You're right. I'm with you. Good point.
The really true libertarian point of view is it ain't hurting you.
That's right.
You swing your fist right up to the end of my nose. Just don't hit me. And that applies to all parts of your body. You know that rule. Oh, my eyebrows are nothing. That's the only thing I see now. Hey, damn these listeners with their critiques.
Are you trying to rub it out?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing now.
Come on.
Hey, Joe's put me in a bad mood.
Me?
Yeah, I'm blaming you. Put some clothes on, for God's sake. Here's Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
All right, South Hill, northbound 161, Meridian at 152nd. A collision's blocking your northbound lanes. This is in front of Target. Again, that northbound backup isn't terrible. It's southbound that is almost bumper to bumper starting at the mall to the scene. Tacoma to Olympia, a 50-minute commute. You're looking great until you get into Lacey, and then it's steady flow of scattered backups all the way into Olympia. Heading up into Seattle, northbound 405, we're solid from I-5 there in South Center through the Renton S-curves. And then once you get into downtown Seattle, North 5 is bumper to bumper from the north end of Boeing Field now across the Ship Canal Bridge. About 35 minutes to get through this. South 5 is solid at Lake City Way in the downtown. Our lake bridges look great. Westbound 520 does jam up there at the Arboretum. And up in Everett right now, we're looking at a pretty solid backup from the Everett Mall all the way into Marysville. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear G and Ursula, weekdays 9 to noon.
NBA Commissioner Adam Silver with these little tiny tidbits of hope.
I've gotten my hopes up high with this whole Sonics thing, and I just can't do it anymore. You're not going to go out on a date with me. I've been asking. You won't even say yes or no. Mm-hmm. We can't keep doing this.
So non-committal. Kind of like those people who get into these thruples and then say they're not in a relationship.
Oh, boy.
Subscribe to the G and Ursula Show on YouTube and watch live or later.
Not all roofs are created equal, and not all warranties are either. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Right now, take advantage of free lifetime Golden Pledge warranties on all GAF shingle installations and save up to $3,000 or choose 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. Summertime savings won't last forever. Protect your home with a roof you can count on for decades. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Friday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Don't wait. Insulate. Last year, American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $2 million in insulation rebates from PSE, more than any provider in the state. If your home was built before 1990, you're eligible for recouping up to 95% of insulation replacement costs. Insulate with American Crawl Space and keep your home warm during the winter and cool during the summer.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
State Senator Jamie Peterson drafted one of the state's most progressive taxes to date, the income tax on millionaires.
Engaging conversation.
We pay teachers the 4th highest of any state in the country.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
The Seahawks, they're bringing it home again.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
It's the best
best time of the year at Staples, with back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech and more at staples.com/back-to-school.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. In just a few hours, President Trump will address the country. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says his speech will center on election integrity, she says, ahead of the midterms.
It will shock you if you have an honest eye listening to the president tonight, and everything he is saying will be backed by facts and by evidence that will be provided this evening.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says the president wants to rewrite history from his loss in the 2020 presidential election.
Trump's speech tonight has nothing to do with the 2020 elections. It has everything to do with the 2026 elections. He's scared to death that he will lose in 2026.
Hostilities between the U.S. and Iran intensifying over the Strait of Hormuz blockade. The U.S. launching more strikes and Iran targeting U.S. assets in the region. In Texas Hill Country, the governor says 2 people have died due to catastrophic flooding. High river rescues continue. This is ABC News. In Texas, the investigation into last week's killing of a man by ICE agents in Houston has been expanded. Texas Rangers now launching their own probe at the request of local and state officials.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement has said that Lorenzo Salgado Araujo was shot to death after he tried to run over the ICE agents who were trying to take him into custody. Now the FBI is investigating whether drugs were inside Araujo's van.
I call BS on that.
Democratic Texas State Senator Carol Alvarado.
If they had found something like that, they wouldn't wait 8 days to come out and say that.
ICE says that neither Araujo nor his passenger was the intended target of an immigration enforcement action. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
President Zelensky has triggered a serious political crisis after he fired popular defense minister, credited by many with Ukraine's recent turnaround on the battlefield. It has led to thousands turning out today to protest in Kyiv, calling for his reinstatement. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
At 4:02, a local lawsuit targeting Southwest Airlines flies into court. More on that coming up. But first, here's Nate with real-time traffic.
Thanks, Tim. This one brought to us by KIRO Newsradio App. Seattle to Everett and Bellevue to Everett are both 50-minute drives. So I-5, once you get over the Ship Canal Bridge, slows from Northgate into Mill Creek. 405, scattered backups between Bellevue and Bothell. Everett to Seattle, an hour and 5 minutes. 40 from Linwood. Your backup. We've got a backup approaching 526 down to 128th. Another brief backup through Linwood, and then heavy volumes from Northgate into downtown. Everett to Bellevue, just 45 minutes. 405 looks good until you get into Bellevue, and then from there, it's thick from 520 to the VMAC. Bellevue to Renton, plan on a half hour. Seattle to Federal Way, 35 minutes, and we've still got the northbound lanes blocked in South Hill, northbound 161 at 152nd Street, right in front of Target. Again, that northbound backup isn't terrible. It's southbound 161 that's backed up almost to the mall. Text APP to 888-973-5476 and download the KIRO News Radio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
It's 4:03. Good afternoon. I'm Tim Hole. Southwest Airlines is being sued for negligence after an alleged in-flight sexual assault on a 20-year-old woman. According to the complaint, on an August 9th, 2024 flight from Seattle to Sacramento, A visibly intoxicated passenger assaulted the young woman sitting beside him. Aviation attorney Mark Lindquist represents the victim.
We filed a lawsuit against both the offender who sexually assaulted our 20-year-old client and the airline. Southwest not only let this drunk board the plane, but kept serving him alcohol.
The defendant, Jeff Lorenzo, has already pled guilty in federal court. Washington has mobilized state firefighting resources to battle the growing Neff Jones fire in Franklin County. That wildfire broke out early this morning. It's burned about 1,500 acres near Colotus and is threatening homes, crops, and a fish hatchery. Level 2 evacuations are in effect. Another new fire has burned about 25 acres in the Alpine Lakes Wilderness east of Snoqualmie Pass and north of I-90. A wave of thunderstorms brought more than 8,000 lightning strikes to Washington and Oregon over the last 24 hours. The Everett City Council has approved the first land purchases for a proposed downtown stadium. According to the Everett Herald, the city will spend nearly $11 million to buy 4 properties near Wall Street and McDougal Avenue. The $100 million project would become the new home of the Everett Aqua Sox and future men's and women's pro soccer teams. More than 3 million people visited downtown Seattle in the 6 days World Cup matches were played here. That's an average of more than 500,000 people per match day, 17% more than on those same days in 2025. The biggest turnout was for the USA versus Australia, with 580,000 people in downtown Seattle. Bars and restaurants in Seattle's Pioneer Square say they did 10 times their normal business during World Cup. Now the challenge is keeping that momentum going.
I think the real work comes in giving people an opportunity to keep coming back. We got to give them opportunities to come and bring their friends and their family and enjoy the neighborhood on a regular weekday or weekend.
Next week, the city of Tukwila could make camping in public places a crime.
During public comment before a city council committee this week, this woman took issue with the term camping being used.
People who are unhoused and are in a public space are not there because it is the best option or this is fun in any way. They're in these spaces because they have no other option.
Patrick Bernite with We Heart Seattle says at one point he was an addict living in a tent.
Being in a tent does not help anybody. A tent is a super temporary solution. That never really seems to work.
Violators would face fines of up to $1,000 or even jail time. The full Tukwila City Council is expected to vote on the ordinance on Monday. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
At 4:06, your Thursday forecast becoming partly cloudy overnight, low 58, partly sunny and 76 on Friday. Saturday, looking at 79 degrees and partly sunny and 81 with sunshine on Sunday. Seattle right now is overcast and 62. I'm Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
I'm your conduit, and I'm glad to do it.
Oh, good.
I'm your conduit, and I'm glad to do it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm your conduit, and I'm glad to do it. I'm your conduit, and I'm glad to do it. I'm your conduit, and I'm happy to do it.
Okay, let's go with take. We'll go with take 2 on that. That'll be the one we like. All right. Okay.
I'm your conduit, and I'm glad to do it.
That's the one we like. We'll take that one. Dive it in. Sully's doing those for us. That's so unfair. They do that to him. Here comes your conduit. Isn't that right? Isn't that sad? Explain what that was. You were cutting a bunch of those and just said, here are the different ones, and then you give the choice to the editor, but somebody got your raw material there, Sully. That's not fair.
No, I think I actually just did that for you or Andrew or someone at some point just as like a joke.
Oh, okay.
I asked for it, and Sully was more than happy to provide.
Oh, apparently so. Well, he is more than happy to do it.
I'm happy to do it.
Yes, you are. Your happiness is overwhelming. Why is a left lane camper not really a camper? You're still peddling this stuff? Haven't you been talking about this for like 6 years?
8, actually, if I go back to my mynorthwest.com article from 2018. I do it every so often. And the reason I brought it up recently is because I'm not sure if you follow these guys. I know a bunch of people do in the Pacific Northwest. They're called the I-5 commuters. They're 2 dudes who have a huge following on social. They drive up every morning to work in Seattle from Tacoma, and they film all the stupid things people do driving on the freeway, and they call them out, and they're really popular. So they had a video on over the weekend where they were behind someone, and they were saying this person was a left lane camper, and get out of the way, what are you doing? And I realized that they were behind a person in the HOV lane. They were in the HOV lane. So I was like, okay, let's just remind everybody what the playing field is, and remind everybody that the HOV lane and toll lanes, things like that, do not count for our Washington left lane camping rule for that law. It doesn't exist for that lane. So it's just kind of a teachable moment that you shouldn't be rolling up on people who may be going slower than you, flashing your brights or whatever, if they're in the HOV lane or in a toll lane, because our camping rule doesn't apply there. So it's just a little reminder of what the rules of the road are.
Wait, hold on, Sully. Yeah. So I'm in the HOV lane, and there's a car in front of me in the HOV lane, and they're going, let's say the speed limit. Ugh.
Yeah. That's totally legal. And they are not required by law to get over because it is not the left lane.
Right, because the left lane is the passing lane. You always say that.
Correct.
The HOV lane, not a passing lane. You're in that HOV lane. You're going along. You've got your baby in the back seat. So, of course, the baby could drive. That's why two people are allowed to be in there. And somebody else comes up. You're not allowed to flash the high beams and get them to move over?
Well, you can flash them if you want, but they're not required to get over because they're not doing anything wrong. They're not in the fast lane. They're not in the passing lane. By definition, the HOV lane is not considered the left lane or passing lane by our law. But toll lane, the same deal. It just isn't.
Okay, so we got the HOV lane to the left. Then the next one is the lane to the right of them. So I come up. So then, if I want to pass somebody who's not in the HOV lane, in order to pass that person, I have to go into the HOV lane, go around that individual, and then cross back over into the other lane.
Or pass on the right, which is technically not exactly legal either. But that's what I do every morning as I drive down from Snohomish County when the entire freeway is wide open except for the 10 people in a caravan in the far left lane. I pass them in the center lane going 65. They're all doing 60 and hanging out in that lane when they shouldn't be. So that is left lane camping. I try not to cross into the HOV lane as best as I can. I have done it. I'm not totally without guilt here. I've done that to get around people as well.
Wait, you've driven in the HOV lane?
Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and get on a high horse and say I haven't done that to get around people. Certainly.
Okay.
Somebody tell the I-5 commuters.
Yeah.
But I certainly will not be going 40 miles an hour in that HOV lane like the person was in that video from the I-5 commuters. They were going 40 in the HOV lane on a freeway.
Okay, now that's
going 40
that's against the law, right?
That's against the law.
That's against the law as well, and that person shouldn't be driving on a freeway as well.
I want whatever they're smoking. I want some of that, because if you're going 40 miles an hour, you are high as a kite. You think you're going 70 or 80.
That's business as usual in Washington. Almost every day.
Here we go. No, this is where Joe's going to crap all over the drivers.
Going 40 miles an hour on the freeway. I see it every single night when I drive home, and I don't understand it. It's unconscionable.
Yes, it is unconscionable. It's ubiquitous.
And if you go to mynorthwest.com, I've got the RCW up there for both the left lane camping law and the lower speed. To show what the law is, that you can be pulled over and ticketed for going under the speed limit on the freeway or really on any road, because, again, you're a danger to yourself and others.
Yeah.
Because people have expectations, especially on a freeway, that people will be going at least the speed limit, but certainly not 20 under, like this person was in this particular video.
Sully, Mr. Conduit, I try to always do some sort of data research to find out, are there more accidents in the state of Washington? There's too many variables like weather, highway conditions, distance traveled, because you could compare Wyoming or Montana to someplace like Connecticut. People are not in this. There's more cars, there's more distance, all those sort of problems. But have you looked to see, does Washington State have a higher percentage of accidents because we have people in that lane, or we have a variety of drivers from various countries that may or may not, be the best drivers? Do we have more men than women? I mean, all the factors. How does Washington shake out if everything is equal?
It's really hard to kind of put all those numbers together because you're combining so many different types of baskets into what we're looking at. The one thing you can probably go to the bank with, John, is that the top 3 or 4 things that will cause accidents and cause the fatalities on the road will always, number 1, be speed, number 2 will be distraction, and 3 will be impairment.
Yeah.
In any particular order, but speed is usually the number 1. Now, what I will say about some left lane camping is it can spur road rage and create people maybe making unsafe lane changes, going faster than maybe they should. Is it a contributing factor? Likely, but I don't think they have the data shaken out to that of a specificity. But definitely number 1 will always be speed. 2 and 3 are impairment, distraction, depending on what month it is or what the crashes were recently. But those are usually the top 3. The biggest annoyance, though, I think for average drivers is left lane camping. And people going under the speed limit and things like that. Those don't necessarily lead to crashes, but they can lead to behavior that isn't exactly great on the freeway. And I think we've all been there.
I've lived in
work our way around it.
I've lived in lots of states. I'll tell you something. The New Jersey Turnpike, I think the average speed is 90 miles an hour. Even in Utah, 85 to 90, easy up the canyon.
I was driving in Montana over the weekend again. And here's the difference, John. You're an East Coaster. I get that. And I understand. And I spent a pretty decent amount of time driving around the East Coast, Midwest, Chicago, bigger cities like that. And the difference between those drivers and our drivers here in the Pacific Northwest is consistency. When you're driving on the New Jersey Turnpike or down the Parkway, you know what every other driver is going to do, whether you're going 100 miles an hour or 85. You all know that they know how to merge properly. You all know that they know you're going to take that open space, and everybody drives accordingly. Here, there is zero consistency with our drivers here. You don't know if the person's going to not know how to merge on from an on-ramp or slow way down to let someone in and wait a minute, come on in, or go so fast or slow or faster. There's zero consistency to our drivers that a lot of drivers in other major populations who people like us who grew up here in the Northwest might go, oh my gosh, there's such aggressive drivers. Yeah, but every other driver in that mile radius, they know what everybody else is going to do. Here, we're just so random that people there's
okay.
Just
so
zero
why? So Sully,
consistency.
what is it? Let's sort of do a sociological background study on this. Why is it? Because you have a certain percent of the population that is used to living here, where the population was not that great and the roads were not as dense, and you didn't have that many variations about different types of drivers. Then you have a whole bunch of new people moving in here from other cities and states that were bringing with them their driving culture, mixing in with people that were not sharing the roads with a whole bunch of people. The percentage of people that live in the state of Washington that are able to parallel park compared to some place like New York or New Jersey, right? Is it because you're getting a mix of driving philosophies?
I think that's probably a lot of it. We have a lot of people who are transplants to this region. The people who grew up here, we have our own we know the Seattle attitude, the passive aggressiveness that is, I think, indisputable. And there's some other things about the way we are taught how to drive in Washington State, which I believe is somewhat lacking. I mean, if you look at the driver's manual, which I have out on my desk outside in the studio, if you want to go look at it, there's a half a page on merging. Number one thing that we do wrong and don't understand here, there's a half a page. And my son Tommy, 10 years since he went through, 8 years since he's been through driver's ed, they barely teach merging.
Yeah.
The number one place where you have conflict. So I think we do a poor job generally here in teaching our new drivers. And also when we have people moving here from other places, I'm still a firm believer that we should retest frequently. Maybe when you get here, you have to take at least a driver's exam, the written one. And then maybe as we get older, I mean, I'm getting up there, maybe I need to take a competency driving actual test every so often to make sure my skills are up to snuff. Or the rules have changed. We now have double express toll lanes. We now have double roundabouts. We have things that have changed the way we are supposed to drive, and we just don't teach to that. And I think we could do a better job of that. Of course, to do that, we'd have to, support the millionaire's tax, but, to get the money for that, which I know you're a big fan of, to get, here's another social program Chris wants to do. But I think that would, I think we have a lack of when it comes to the DOL side and a lack of, training when it comes to the way we teach our young drivers. Again, that's just my opinion.
No, I get it. You've made an entire career out of talking about merging, Sully. So I'll give you credit there.
Well, and again, my son went through his defensive driving course, and I was like, did they teach you that? They teach you that? They didn't know. And so I think there's a combination of things that all kind of work against us here. Plus the fact we have on and off ramps on both sides of the freeway. In the way we designed this place, all because of the topography. I mean, we set ourselves behind when we set up a city between two sets of mountain ranges, 3 lakes, and Puget Sound.
Yeah.
And people go on and off and on. There's just, as I said, no consistency in a lot of the things that we do when it comes to our roads here, the way they were set up, to the way we teach our young drivers. Yeah. And so I think it all kind of comes together in a confluence of, just what we deal with daily.
Yeah, I also think it is a mix of different driving cultures.
That's also true.
Yeah, you come from a different country where you're going 55 miles an hour, and that's fast enough. I was in an Uber the other day going to the airport, and the nice lady from Somalia, 47 miles an hour. I'm like, we're gonna need to pick it up here because we're not making any friends. And she's just. I'm like, we want to get into like the 5s. We can get into the 5s and maybe 60s. That'd be good for everybody.
Did she have a student driver sticker on her car?
No, a lot of stuff hanging from the rearview mirror. And I was like, pray to one of those things that you find the gas pedal on the right-hand side because we got some problems here. I mean, the people were going behind us and then blowing by us and flipping us off. And I was like, do you notice that people don't like you? She's just like, just arriving. Well, look, Sully.
You could always take the light rail to the airport. I know how much you would enjoy that.
Oh, yeah, sure. But, the nice thing about that is you can sit anywhere you want because it's wide open.
And you don't have to pay for it.
No, you don't have to pay. It's free. Thank you, Sully. Appreciate it.
Anytime, guys.
There you go. There he is, out the door. This piece there at mynorthwest.com. What's that?
He's a conduit.
He is conduit, and he's glad to do it. That's right. We have time for the last little bit of pieces of the Seattle area prices among the highest in the nation as inflation spikes at nearly 5%, beating New York City. Yeah, no kidding. What is this? Who's writing? Why bother writing these articles? Everybody knows. You can see why. Because of the cost of everything, the city council drives the price of stuff up. I always say that the biggest one you could look at is minimum wage or livable wage, right? Because when you start to make sure that everybody's being paid, $21.30 an hour? Is that what it is in the state of Washington? Of course, the price is going to go up. Yeah. Is it $21.30? Is that what it is?
I think that's.
And here's the thing: people don't get on that. Let's use the Brady Bunch for an example. Greg and Peter are working at the store, right? Whatever, Subway sandwich shop.
Sure.
Okay. Well, Greg is making $21 an hour. He's been there for 3 years. He's a good guy. Right? And Peter's been only working there for 2 years, and he's making $20 an hour. Then they said, well, we got to hire Bobby. So we're going to bring Bobby in. So Greg goes, well, hey, hang on a second. I've been here now for 5 years. You're paying me $21. And because of the new law, you have to pay this new guy, I think his name is Bobby, you got to pay him $21.30. Well, then I want more money. So then Greg gets paid more money, and then Peter goes, "What about me? I'm Peter Brady. I threw a surprise party for myself, and no one showed up. It's a whole nother story." But so you hire Bobby. Bobby's getting $21.30, and now Greg, I want more money. So there's the inflationary pressure from the bottom up. Now Greg gets paid more money. Peter gets more money. Bobby gets more money. It's not just the last guy in. Everybody moves up. And then Marcia. Let's not forget those gals, too, because they're going to want money. And then all of a sudden people go, wow, $18 for a hamburger? Boy, the cost of living is really high. Woo. Oh, all these additional taxes that you like, the CCA, of course you're going to pay for all of it. And like, oh, why is the cost of living so high in the city of Seattle? Because you voted for it. So go screw yourself.
Yeah, Andrew.
Yeah. Back to you, Andrew. Yeah. Everything. So you like that? Yeah, white minimum wage. Yeah, that's good. We'll let somebody determine the value of that.
I'm definitely the sole cause of all the problems in this region.
You are the embodiment of it. I like you a lot. I don't like you as much now that I know that you did all those votes. I just wish you'd move out of state and take your attitude with you.
Yeah.
What was that sound?
By the way, what you're talking about with the wages is called wage compression. That's
Compression.
That's the term they use.
They like that, don't they? Yes.
You went to school? No, I just learned that being a manager.
Oh, manager Is that me? A bunch of unnecessary sounds there in the last 1 minute of radio.
Very strange.
Here comes Nate making more noise.
Everett to Marysville, just under a half hour. Got a thick backup, though, this afternoon between 526 and 528. That is a 9-mile solid backup. State Route 529 is now bumper-to-bumper northbound between Everett and Marysville. Everett to Seattle, 1 hour, 40 from Linwood. We've got scattered backups from 526 down to 128. Minor crowding left through Linwood, and then heavy again from Northgate into downtown. Now, North 5, you're going to jam up. It's jam-packed from the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. About a half hour to clear all this. Crossing the lake from Bellevue into Seattle, right around 20 minutes on both bridge routes. Bellevue to Renton's a half hour. It is bumper-to-bumper from 520 to the VMAC. South Hill, we just cleared that collision northbound 161 at 156 in front of Target. So, again, that northbound backup isn't too bad, but southbound is now backed up all the way to the mall. JBLM, North 5, just past the main gate. We just cleared a blocking stall a few minutes ago. So things are starting to thin out, but there's still a 2-mile backup at the scene. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate Connors. I was talking to some very happy patients of Dr. Mark Wagner today. They all had different stories of how they got injured or what was bothering them, but every single person at the end of the conversation would say the same thing. I have the utmost faith in Dr. Wagner that he knows exactly what he's doing, and his diagnosis and the work that he did with stem cells have made my life better. Every single one, to a T. They all had the same story at the end. Dr. Mark Wagner, who's been practicing medicine for 30 years and done more than 20,000 stem cell procedures, is the guy to see. If you've got a bad elbow, ankle, wrist, knee, a shoulder, like my case, it was a bad hip, and you're thinking about surgery, think again just for a moment and start to do some research on what stem cell procedures are. And then the guy to see there at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine is Dr. Mark Wagner. 20,000 of these. It's a 90-minute outpatient procedure. I was on the air the same day, a little loopy from some of the medication, but back on the air without the recovery, and I feel great. Stem cells, possibly right for you. DrMarkWagnerMD.com. That's DrMarkWagnerMD.com.
Hi, I'm Charlie Harder.
And I'm Matt DeFactor. President Trump says, quote, it's really, really big news.
We'll break down his address to the nation.
The Mariners are back in town after the All-Star break.
The Rick Riz Show comes your way at 8:15. Rick will preview the weekend series with San Francisco.
And if you're still looking for something fun to do, KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden has your weekend planner.
Join us 5 to 9 tomorrow on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Joe Fallon did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he commissioned a portrait of himself. Does Joe already know what he looks like? Yes. Do guests know what he looks like? Also yes. But not as art. It's Joe's savings, and if he wants to spend it on a velvet painting of himself with a white tiger at his feet, we say, roar, Joe, roar. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Experience the thrill of seeing orcas and humpback whales with Puget Sound Express. Join their family-run tours for guaranteed whale sightings departing daily from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book now at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Les Schwab Tires has been proudly serving communities for over 70 years, and we've collected thousands of inspiring stories. Like Kate, who was off on a long road trip with her best friend when the dash lit up like a game show. They find the nearest Les Schwab. Turns out they really needed an oil change. It was done in a flash. Road trip saved. At Les Schwab, we're proud to keep you rolling. Les Schwab Tires. Our greatest story is yours. Stories are composites inspired by real customer feedback.
This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Our summertime savings event means 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months, backed by our unbeatable warranties. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh, no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Healthcare costs are rising, and a major driver is hospital prices. They've increased more than 250% over the past 25 years. Families and local businesses are feeling it. At Primera Blue Cross, we're working to change that by negotiating with hospitals to secure fair, responsible prices so you can get the care you need at a cost you can afford. That's coverage that counts. Learn more at coveragethatcounts.primera.com.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. It's 4:30. I'm Tim Hole. Here's what's happening. 2 women identified only as Jane Doe 1 and Jane Doe 2 are suing the Washington Department of Corrections.
The lawsuit filed this week over the use of X-ray body scanners and dry cell solitary confinement at the state's women's prison in Rosedale. The proposed class action alleges cruel punishment, due process and privacy violations, and negligence. Attorney John Cummings represented a whistleblower related to the case.
DOC has policies that acknowledge it is devastatingly harmful to inmates to be in solitary confinement. But those policies currently permit that same treatment to be imposed on people in their dry cell program.
The plaintiffs want a judge to declare the practice unlawful, reform scanner and dry cell policy statewide, and award damages and attorney's fees. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
When reached for comment, DOC replied it does not comment on pending litigation. Tablets issued to King County jail inmates are being broken apart and used as weapons. That's according to Corrections Guild President Dennis Folk, who says a staff member was cut in the leg when an inmate being transferred to Western State Hospital tried to stab officers. Folk is calling for tablets to be taken away from inmates in restrictive housing and mental health units.
The biggest thing that I have is if you break a tablet, you're not issued one for the rest of your booking. They shouldn't, be granted special access that, hey, it's okay to break it and we're just going to buy you another one.
We've reached out to King County's Department of Adult and Juvenile Detention for comment. A head-on crash in Marysville this afternoon left an Everett driver dead. Marysville officer TJ San Miguel says the 55-year-old man was behind the wheel of a pickup that collided with an SUV near 128th and Smoky Point Boulevard.
We're not entirely sure who caused the collision or what the nature of the collision was, why it occurred. We don't know if there were medical things involved or anything including any kind of intoxicants.
His 30-year-old passenger was seriously hurt and taken to the hospital. The driver of the SUV and her 3 children, including 1-year-olds and an 8-year-old, suffered minor injuries. A tricky apartment fire in Seattle's Wallingford neighborhood is under investigation. Firefighters had to pull out part of the 3rd floor ceiling to reach the flames.
When they did their additional search, they realized that the fire had gone into the void space of the third floor and rooftop. And then from the void space, it's traveled throughout the entire roof.
Firefighters had the blaze at North 45th Street and 1st Avenue Northeast out in about an hour. 12 units were heavily damaged. No injuries reported. Washington State University is honoring former Vice President Mike Pence with one of its top public service awards. Pence will receive the Thomas S. Foley Award for Distinguished Public Service during a September ceremony in Spokane. Foley Institute Director Cornell Clayton says Pence's career has been marked by integrity, courage, and deep commitment to public service. The annual award is named for former House Speaker Tom Foley. At 4:34 now, let's go to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate.
All right, Tim. D.R. Horton's got the update. Everett to Marysville, struggling this afternoon, taking you a half hour. It is thick from 526 up to 528, and then State Route 529 northbound is now bumper to bumper between Everett and Marysville. Heading south, Everett to Seattle is going to take you an hour, 45 minutes from Linwood. Scattered backups in South Everett starting at 526. You'll slowly thin out as you get down to 128th. Little bit of slowing left through Linwood, and then it's heavy again from Northgate into downtown. North 5 jams up at the Michigan Curve across the Ship Canal Bridge, about a half hour to get through this. Seattle to Federal Way is a half-hour trip. You're slow from 405 down to 516. Renton to Puyallup southbound on 167, a 40-minute commute. Both directions of State Route 18, you're heavy between 167 and I-5. Tacoma to Olympia, 50 minutes. Little crowded through DuPont. More scattered backups between Lacey and Olympia starting at Marvin Road. The D.R. Horton National Red Tag Sales event is going on now through August 2nd. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Your forecast becoming partly cloudy overnight with lows around 58, partly sunny 76 Friday, 79 on Saturday, and 81 with plenty of sunshine on Sunday. Seattle right now, cloudy and 62. I'm Tim Hall, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It starts on your street, in your home, with a problem you're struggling to solve. That's where KIRO 7 Investigates comes in. They show up. They ask hard questions. They get you answers. When your story is seen, change isn't just possible, it's already happening. Watch KIRO 7 News weeknights 5 to 6:30 p.m. and at KIRO7.com/investigates.
Well said, well read. Bucky's. Yeah, take that car to Bucky's. Take that car to Bucky's. What's that car doing in that other? I don't know. What is this?
That was you. Come on.
This is terrible. This is awful.
No, this is great.
No, it's not.
You dropped the ball.
Here.
Take your car to Bucky's. Take your car to Bucky's.
Oh, going in. Something's not running right. Got to take that car to Bucky's. Oh, you have the easy part. You're like Tito
That's
Jackson
right.
over there.
Yeah.
Just boom, 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 boom.
I get paid like Tito, too. Come on, Michael.
Hey, God bless Tito.
That's right.
God bless him.
Latoya with our snake.
Bucky.
Gonna take my car to Bucky.
Tito takes the car to Bucky. Okay, stop. Stop. Will you just stop already?
Bucky.
The mutant creature known as Jimothy is stalking Seattle, becoming a local celebrity. Okay, just imagine a raccoon for a moment. Normal raccoon in your mind. There's a raccoon. He has the black around his eyes. You know why that is? It's to cut down on glare so he can see better.
I didn't know that.
Yes, like a football player has the black eye shade on there. Okay, same thing with a raccoon. So normal raccoon. Now just imagine if you took the raccoon and you put one hand on his snout and you put the other hand on his backside there, and you had superhuman strength and you were able to kind of crush him like a can.
Ooh, without killing him.
Without killing him, right, exactly. No, then you kill him and throw him in the garbage. No, you just squish him a little bit and you crush him up. Imagine if he's made out of clay. Then all of a sudden, oh, okay, he's got this kind of bump on his back. Well, that's what this thing looks like. Took me a long way to get to it. He has apparently, for their 14th anniversary, or 13th, he's graced the presence of Jimothy. He's a raccoon with a short spine syndrome. That's what I was trying to get to. One fan captioned, showing him darting across the suburban yard and heading up the stairs. So,
what am I looking at?
oh, yeah, this lady. Was that her looking at the thing?
Yeah, it's Jimothy.
What am I looking at?
Yeah, well, you're looking at Jimothy. That's what.
What
What
am
am
I
I
looking
looking
at?
at? Okay, we can
We'll
stop
meet her.
her. Yeah, there's you. It's just so he's got his back legs seem to be doing better than his front legs.
Look at him move.
He can go. Yeah. So she didn't like the fact that she has to look at that thing. And
What?
He's been around for a long time, and he's now more famous than ever. Good for him.
he's this other neighbor caught him on their porch cam.
The raccoon will dip the food, if they have been fine food, in water all the time, and people are like, oh, they're always washing their food. They got hygiene on their mind. No, it helps to stimulate the end of their fingers so that the nerve endings are more sensitive. So they do that, and even when they can't find water, they'll turn it like they're spinning it to put it in water. It's just to create more sensitivity, so they have a better idea of what they're eating. But our favorite story, we did this one about a year ago. This lady who's, 20, 30 years, she's been feeding raccoons.
38 years.
Waiting to see if Fish and Wildlife Officer, if there's one on, if he can call me and help us.
So get some idea of her. So she's going to show you where the raccoons started. Again, this is what happens. Now, look at all the raccoons. Again, we're doing radio. Sorry, everybody. How many raccoons would you say there are there?
Hundreds.
I wouldn't say hundreds. I'd say more like 30.
Are you kidding, Nate?
Okay, guys.
John, step in.
We're not going to fight about how many. There's a tremendous amount of raccoons. They would be like if they were like rats in some sort of horror movie, right? That's how many were there. And she's explaining. Look, at this point, they're out of control. I can't. They attack me.
Yes, she has to. The only way she can get to her, the only way she can leave the house is if she tosses a bucket of food over the fence. So the hundreds of raccoons will go to the neighbor's yard.
Right.
And then she runs to her car and gets in her car and she can leave. And typically, she had to call the cops eventually because she couldn't get out of her car one day.
I would say, I'm going with Nate. I would say there's probably a good 40 raccoons.
Oh, this is just the side yard.
Really?
Yeah. There's easy, and I see at least 80 on the screen there.
And so what has happened at this point? She fed them all. Now they're all living there, and now there's nothing they can do. They're not going to pick them up and move them.
Well, according to the police body cam, she wanted to euthanize them all, and she found a guy.
That's right.
The first guy she met was going to charge her $500 per raccoon.
That was the first thought that came into her head? I thought the first thing pop into her head would be a low-flying airplane.
I get it.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Wow, that is big, isn't it? So she contacts a gentleman who was going to euthanize the raccoons, but it was $500 a piece. So she's looking at thousands and thousands of dollars.
He's charging $500 for each
per raccoon. Yes, she tells the cop. Now the reason we're talking about it now is they just released the body cam footage about a week ago.
Right. Besides, this is the raccoon segment that we normally do. So Jimothy, the deformed raccoon, and now the woman who wants to kill one for $500 a piece.
Raccoons and foreheads. She reached out to the cops because they have to designate it a specific type of nuisance. Otherwise, so Fish and Wildlife can come and handle it because it's under a certain amount of acreage. She has to either do it privately or it has to be an emergency. So hence the call to the cops.
The sad thing for her and for everybody involved is she basically created this problem.
100%.
She fed a few of them, and then they all started showing up.
Yeah, and it got much worse. Apparently, she stopped feeding them for 24 hours, and they got mad. And you can hear, even in this video.
They make more than 50 sounds, Joe. I did some research on
I didn't know that.
Yes, they make 50 different sounds. And they're very smart. The city raccoons are much smarter than the suburb raccoons or the country raccoons. And they can find out all sorts of different ways to like get food out of something, and they're able to know where the food is. They hide the food. They're just if I could become friends with any woodland animal, it would be a raccoon.
I like that. Yeah,
makes a lot of better sense. Than a bird, like a raccoon. Just to have them there as a friend, and maybe we could talk to one another.
What if it was smushed like a?
No, I don't want Jiminy. I don't want that. Nothing against him. I'd rather get a regular raccoon. I don't want to be carrying around some celebrity raccoon because you got a bad spine.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. That's the big question for everybody. If you had to make friends with one woodland animal and you guys could talk to each other, what animal would that be?
It's great. Question of the day.
Whatever. Here comes Nate. Check your traffic, Nate. All
right, Seattle to Everett's going to take you 50 minutes. Scattered, slowing between Northgate and Mill Creek. Bellevue to Everett, 55. We've got a solid backup starting at I-90 all the way to 527 there in Canyon Park. And then it opens up right away for you. Bellevue to Renton's going to take you a half hour. Bumper to bumper at 520 to Cold Creek Parkway. And then it starts to thin out just a bit. South Center, northbound 405. Bumper to bumper from I-5 through those Renton S-curves. South Center to Bellevue, a 40-minute trip. If you're heading over Tiger Mountain, westbound on 18, it is packed from Deep Creek up to the summit. And on the water, the Port Townsend Coopville ferry route down to one boat for the remainder of today due to a crew shortage. Alternate routes include the Kingston Edmonds or Mukilteo Clinton routes. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
All right. Has something started to affect you to the point that you can enjoy things you used to enjoy? Like maybe you go hiking, golf, tennis, pickleball. It's all out of the question. Skiing, no, can't do that either. Running, maybe 5K races, 10K, because, well, the ankle, the wrist, the knee, whatever it is that's bugging you, I've just sort of given up on it. You're like, oh, just sort of find something else to do. But let's face it, what you really want to do is when your friends call you, want to go play tennis or try pickleball or go hiking, you want to be able to say yes, because it's just part of what you enjoy about living here in the Pacific Northwest. And now you think, well, I got to fix this. I got to go see a doctor. I have to get surgery. And then you find out what's the recovery. What's the chances of me getting full use of my knee, my shoulder, ankle, wrist. All of these things you sort of weigh in there and think, well, I'll just continue to ride it out on the couch. No. How about your own stem cells? Go to see Dr. Mark Wagner, Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine, because this guy has done 20,000 stem cell procedures. He is the one that could possibly free you from sitting on the couch and get a chance to enjoy your life again. Dr. Mark Wagner, MD.com. That's Dr. Mark Wagner, MD.com.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
A political shakeup for Democrats that represent Seattle.
Traffic.
Right now, Auburn to Renton at 25 minutes. That's a good 10-minute delay.
Conversation.
3 people on the floor can't cover 20 aisles of plexiglass. They're doing their best. It just doesn't work.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
And the party begins.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Jane is a small business owner.
That's right.
And tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect. Plus gig speeds with security and equipment included. All with a 5-year price lock.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
Exactly. The Total Solutions Advantage. Get started for just $60 a month for 12 months when you add wireless connect to a qualifying internet package. No one does business like Comcast Business.
Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy. Pretty much hands off, They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Hey, you know Earthwise Salvage in Soto? That really cool place with all the amazing doors, windows, and other treasure? Great news! They just opened a brand new location nearby. The Salvage Lumber Warehouse is ready to serve as a central resource for contractors, builders, home DIYers, and hobbyist woodworkers, providing access to clean, de-nailed lumber ready for reuse. Flooring, beams, siding, mantles, live edge slabs, and so much more. All harvested from structures, not forests. Visit EWSalvage.com.
Clogged gutters? Not anymore. K-Guard by Guardian keeps leaves out, water flowing, and your home protected year-round. No maintenance, no rust, just lasting peace of mind. Guardian Roofing, the original Make Your Roof Last company. Visit GuardianRoofing.com.
We're so close to getting rid of daylight saving time. And there's an S in it. Most people mispronounce it. Did you know that? Yeah.
So it's not savings.
No, don't do that. Although it is, you see it in the dictionary under both.
What?
Yeah, they recognize that some people are daylight savings time, daylight saving time. Right?
Yeah, you just shamed everyone.
Is that shame? You own it. By the way, farmers were the ones that sort of started the thing. They lobbied to stop it because they said, listen, it's screwing up everything. The cows got to get milked at a certain time. We don't want it. Get rid of it. During World War I, it was Woodrow Wilson said, yeah, we want this. It's going to be able to save a lot of energy, and that'll be good for everybody. And then they stopped it, brought it back again. And then Roosevelt brings it back again for World War II. And then Johnson gets involved. There's a whole bunch of back and forth. Just get rid of it. All the states that have been lobbying for this thing are just waiting for the federal government to finally be able to say, okay, we don't need it anymore. There's no need for it. People will point to there's health problems, especially when you do the rollback on the hour. You get into work on or get into your car on a Monday. There's additional cost. There are accidents, heart attacks, just a variety of problems. So
do they have a number? Do they assign a number that it costs?
Yeah, what was it, like $9 billion?
Oh, it's always in the billions.
It's always in the billions of dollars, just simply costing. Yeah, how many people? Yeah, 1% overall, adding to $9 million per year. That's when it costs a rate. That's for energy bills overlapping. And just generally just a pain in the ass, right? You go home and then Timmy goes, by the way, the reason they do 2 o'clock in the morning.
$672 million annually. That's what it costs the United States.
Okay. And then the thing about, like, don't forget, spring forward, fall back.
Right.
And then the reason they said 2 o'clock in the morning, they said most people are going to be home in bed and they could adjust it. You don't want people all of a sudden at 10 o'clock at night, hey, I lost an hour. I got to spring ahead. Just generally inconvenient. And then you got to do the math on it. I tried to live by not recognizing it. Last time we had it for the spring ahead, I thought I'm not going to change it. I'm going to just hold the line on this.
Mm-hmm.
Let everybody else. Oh, really? And then that'd be one of my adorable quirks.
Yeah, as if you don't have enough scheduling problems as it is. All day. You dressed up in a suit yesterday, so you
I
could
said
go.
to Brian Hayward, hey, we're going out to dinner tonight. We're going to some steak place. He's like, that's not tonight. I said, yeah, it is, because I'm wearing my fancy shoes. And he's like, no, that's the 5th of August. I was like, oh, yeah, I could. Will you see where I could mess up the date?
Yeah, and this is like our normal time. Then you had the meeting a couple of weeks ago. Some guy, he didn't even tell you. He shows up at the restaurant. You figure it was like a week later.
God. Andrew was there for that. And he called. That guy was mad.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Where are you?
I was there after the show when you called him, and he happy. Hung up on you, didn't he?
Yeah, he was no happy with me. I was like, I'm sorry, I can get right. No, that's okay. No, that's fine. I've been waiting for 40 minutes. That's okay. I'm just going to leave. That's
he's just down the street, and he wouldn't wait for you. He's like, forget it. I'm out of here.
And I was all excited. I thought, today's the night. I got a chance to go meet this guy, Bill, and talk about, wanted to do some volunteer work. Teaching men, tutoring men in prison.
Yeah.
And then I did have dinner with him. And he's like, you ever been to prison? I was like, no. He goes, I don't think you're going to be right for this. I was like, why not? With my, feminine features.
your eyebrows are very brown.
Exactly. Here goes Nate checking traffic. Nate.
Everett to Marysville, 25 minutes. Stop and go from 526 all the way to 528. And northbound 529 remains packed between Everett and Marysville. South 5 heading into downtown Seattle is packed from Northgate to I-90. It's 40 minutes from Linwood. North 5 bumper to bumper from Albro to the Ship Canal Bridge. 35 minutes to get through this. North 405 and South Center were bumper to bumper from I-5 through those Renton S-curves. South Center to Bellevue is at 40 minutes. In Puyallup, we've got a collision northbound 167 just as you leave Meridian. It's blocking your left lane, and it's packed from there up past 512, and then it opens up, and from there, you're wide open all the way to 405. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Hi, I'm Charlie Harder.
And I'm Amanda Factor. President Trump says, quote, it's really, really big news.
He'll break down his address to the nation.
The Mariners are back in town after the All-Star break.
The Rick Riz Show comes your way at 8:15. Rick will preview the weekend series with San Francisco.
And if you're still looking for something fun to do, KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden has your weekend planner.
Join us 5 to 9 tomorrow on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Wow, Sarah, these window coverings are gorgeous. Did you guys do this yourself?
No way. It's all Hunter Douglas. My local expert came to our home, brought samples, and helped us see everything in our actual light, then measured perfectly and handled the installation.
If you're planning a remodel, moving into a new home, or simply ready to elevate how your space feels, Westco Blinds, your neighborhood Hunter Douglas expert, offers custom, beautifully crafted window treatments thoughtfully designed for life. Whether it's blinds, shades, shutters, or drapes, our products fit your windows perfectly. And with smart home options, you control the light and privacy with a tap or on schedule. Hunter Douglas window treatments are an investment in quality, backed by a lifetime limited warranty and ongoing support from your trusted local expert, Westco Blinds. Call now to schedule your free in-home design consultation. Call 206-285-5455, 206-285-5455, 206-285-5455.
Motorcycle accident cases require a thorough investigation by a team of experienced legal professionals if they have any chance of being successful. Insurance companies, juries, and even the police tend to assume the worst about motorcycle riders. Get help from an experienced team of attorneys that have successfully resolved hundreds of motorcycle accident cases over the past 30 years. Call Davis Law Group for a free legal consultation or get my free book on motorcycle accidents at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com. That's Davis Law Group, better service and even better results.
It sounds simple, but it's true. Food is life. And Saturday, July 18th, you're invited to Ageless Living Ballard to share some great food, great music, and make some great memories. Ageless Living's finest chefs from all over the Northwest will be there to showcase their skills. And Ageless Living President Chef Dirk and I are having a friendly little cook-off, and you get to be the judge. There'll be free food and wine tastings, $2,000 in raffle prizes, and a live performance from Spike and the Impalers. That's Saturday, July 18th at 1 o'clock at Ageless Living in Ballard. RSVP today at agelessliving.com/KIRO.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new break you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-900-1717. 800-900-1717. 800-900-1717.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Friday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn, understands the pressure that comes from owing money to the IRS. Don't let that pressure build. Call None Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. An air quality alert as dangerous Canadian wildfire smoke is blanketing the Midwest and Northeast. ABC News Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z.
The wildfires burning in northern Minnesota and Canada, and that smoke billowing down to Chicago, to places like Detroit, where you can't see anything either. Their air quality at one point overnight was at 600 AQI. Just to give perspective, 300 is unhealthy. They more than doubled that at one point.
Catastrophic flash flood swamping Texas. Some areas recording a year's worth of rain in just a couple of days. The state's governor reporting 2 people have died. President Trump preparing to deliver a primetime address tonight. Sources say he'll speak about new information he received regarding the 2020 election. The man who's been running President Trump's teleprompter at speeches, settling with federal regulators after they say he made tens of thousands of dollars on placing bets on several of the president's speeches on the prediction market. This is ABC News. The national outbreak of cyclosporiasis has grown to over 7,000 cases in 34 states.
Nationwide, federal officials still have not identified a cause, and right now there are vacancies at the top of the FDA, CDC, and Surgeon General's office. On Capitol Hill on Wednesday, the CDC director nominee was asked why the agency last year stopped one of its programs that tracks the disease. She said she was unaware of that change, and the CDC says that states are still required to report cases as part of its national surveillance program.
ABC's Elizabeth Schulze. Eli Lilly is buying psychedelic drug maker Atibeckley for up to $3.8 billion, investing in advanced therapies for treatment-resistant depression and other mental health conditions. The Ben & Jerry's Foundation says it will cut down at the end of the year after its corporate parent cut off funding and evicted 3 staffers. The ice cream brand has been in a legal fight with its parent company since late 2024. Dave Packer, ABC News.
At 5:02, new wildfires burning in central and eastern Washington. More on that coming up. But first, here's Nate Connors with real-time traffic.
All right, Tim, Seattle Sports has the update. Everett to Marysville, 25 minutes. Stop and go from 526 to 528. Northbound 529 is also jam-packed between Everett and Marysville. Heading into downtown Seattle, South 5 still really thick from Northgate to I-90. It's about 40 minutes from Linwood in the downtown. North 5, bumper to bumper from Albro to the Ship Canal Bridge. 35 minutes just to get through this. If you're considering 99 as an alternate route through Seattle, northbound is packed from Soto to South Lake Union. South 5 packed from 46 to the stadiums, where the Sounders have a 7:30 match tonight. Crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle, half hour on both bridge routes. Up in Canyon Park, North 405, just past 527. It's a stall blocking that right shoulder lane, adding to our backup stretching way back to I-90. Bellevue to Linwood, 35 minutes. In comparison, Seattle to Linwood is at 40. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening at 5:03. Here's what's happening. I'm Tim Holt. Level 2 evacuation notices are now in effect doing a fast-moving wildfire in Franklin County. The Neff Jones fire has burned about 1,500 acres today alone near Colotus, about 40 miles north of the Tri-Cities. It's threatening homes, crops, and a Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife hatchery. The State Fire Marshal's office is mobilizing additional resources, including water scooping aircraft to support local firefighters. A new wildfire also burning east of Snoqualmie Pass. The Three Queens fire is about 25 acres north of I-90 and in the Alpine Lakes wilderness. Embers from that blaze are sparking spot fires as far as a quarter mile away.
I've been up here a long time. I've not have ever seen it quite as dry as it is. So those are things that make the hair on the back of my neck stand up when I hear fires this close to Snoqualmie Pass putting out spot fires that far.
U.S. Forest Service is sending in air and ground crews to the scene. A crash in Marysville earlier today left one man dead and sent 5 other people, including 3 children, to the hospital.
Police say a Chevy Suburban struck a Ford F-250 truck head-on just before 1 p.m. near 128th and Smoky Point Boulevard. The 55-year-old Everett man driving the truck died. The 30-year-old woman riding with him was seriously hurt. The 32-year-old Arlington woman driving the Suburban and her 3 kids, including 2 one-year-olds and an 8-year-old, suffered minor injuries. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
An aircraft accident under investigation in the town of Kashmir on Wednesday morning. An auto gyro veered off the runway at Kashmir Airport and hit a hangar. The 69-year-old pilot from Leavenworth was the only person on board. He was taken to Wenatchee for treatment. The FAA is investigating. A proposed ordinance to criminalize public camping in Tukwila is drawing sharp debate. Supporters telling the city council this week encampments fuel drug use and trafficking. Andrea Suarez is with We Heart Seattle.
We need to bifurcate the population that we're talking about. We're not talking about a senior citizen that's on a mat in a church. We're talking about prolific drug addiction.
Opponents argue homelessness shouldn't carry a criminal penalty.
Homelessness is not a crime. Trespassing is a crime. Drug use, loitering, that could be a crime.
Violators would face fines of up to $1,000 in jail time. The full Tukwila City Council is expected to vote on July 20th. The full Seattle City Council could vote as soon as next Tuesday on a measure that would double the city's transit sales tax. Earlier today, a council committee unanimously approved the Seattle Transit measure, which would raise the tax from 0.15% to 0.3% for 10 years. At least 75% of the money must be used for transit service. Here's Councilmember Dan Strauss.
This is a transit measure. This isn't a transportation measure. This isn't a sidewalks measure. It's not a staffing measure. We should be reserving the dollars within this measure for transit.
If the full council approves, the measure goes to Seattle voters in November. At 5:06, your Thursday forecast is partly cloudy overnight tonight with a low of 58, 76, and partly cloudy for Friday. Saturday looks nice as well, 79 and partly sunny, and then lots of sunshine on Sunday as well, 81. Seattle right now, 68. I'm Tim Hull, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
I don't like 97.3.
Oh, good. All right. Thank you. Wow. That's nice. Shout out. Something for us there. All right. Hey, hi. All right. Albuquerque Casino Resort text line 1-888-973-5476. President's going to be speaking just less than an hour from now. When this announcement was made, I think it was Monday, I turned to Joe and I said, what's he going to say? So for the last 3 or 4 days, we've been trying to figure out and calling sources and saying, does anybody have any idea? All we know, it's about election integrity. The other day, Kash Patel, heading the FBI, said that he has evidence that he would like to make public about how the 2020 election was rigged. I don't know. Look, part of me says, oh, move on, like everybody else says. It's like, okay, if you have the proof and you can show everybody, well, then we got a big problem here and you got to fix it. The president tends to build this stuff up, but then you're not going to get a big payoff. But CBS says, well, here's what we can expect to hear tonight from President Trump regarding the 2020 election.
Caroline Leavitt, she had her first briefing after maternity leave today. Did she say more about what we'll hear from the president later tonight?
She did. She did talk about it, and we heard from the president yesterday saying that he is going to be talking about elections and voting machines. And as you heard there from lawmakers, and we can even tell you here at CBS News, this is something that the president talks about pretty consistently. It is something he has talked about since the 2020 election. And normally, when you have a presidential primetime address, the reason why they would ask the networks for that time to address the nation would be something at the level of a national security incident. President Trump addressed the nation during COVID. The last time President Trump did it was about the war in Iran. Mm-hmm. So we are waiting to hear exactly what the president has to say tonight about elections and voting integrity. Our Ed O'Keefe in the press briefing today did ask Caroline Leavitt about it. Take a listen to her answer here.
Here we go.
It will shock you if you have an honest eye listening to the president tonight.
Will the president accept the results of November's elections?
Look, Ed.
That's such a dumb question.
You should tune into the president's speech tonight before you jump ahead to conclusions about what's actually in the speech. Again, I've seen a lot of reporting and misreporting about what the president will say. We hope CBS will take the speech and all Americans should take it.
So in any case, tonight the president will be talking in some form or fashion about elections and voting security. This is, of course, looking ahead to the 2026 midterm elections. Caroline was also asked whether President Trump would accept the results of the 2026 midterms. She did not answer that question, but yesterday, Vice President Vance...
Well, that's just a dumb question. Are you going to accept him? Yeah, if everything is running right, but if you find out some crazy things going on, why would you accept it? Why would you commit to it right now? That doesn't make sense.
Especially somebody who has a consistent track record of accepting the results of elections.
Yeah. Well, are you going to accept it? I will if we know that it's above board and no shenanigans are going on. Yeah.
Did answer that question when he was on Capitol Hill.
Well, look, of course, we're going to support the results of the midterm elections. We think we're going to win, but ultimately that's up to the American people. But we also think we have to do everything that we can to discourage cheating.
So we'll be watching to see what exactly the president has to say tonight, what new information he could give to the American public on a topic he has been talking about for 6 years.
Okay. Unless he comes right out with some machine or evidence, some video, you can see this person moving the ballots around or, not counting or not looking at the signatures. You got to come up with some big thing, right? Because it cost Fox News millions of dollars when they went after Dominion and Tucker Carlson lost his job as a result of it. Just where is it?
What I have heard people speculating on is that he believes and claims to have evidence that it was foreign interference, specifically Chinese interference in the 2020 election. Whether or not that's true.
I sent you some. Did you get those cuts I found? Different people saying that somebody was able to get into one of the election counting devices off-site and be able to connect with it. Did you see that?
But I don't have it handy.
Oh, well, thank you. I send you these things before the show. I don't want to have to yell at you in front of everybody.
I thought it was AI.
It's not AI.
I'm just kidding. Oh, my God. I have it saved on the other computer.
No, I think there's something wrong.
Oh, boy.
I think you're intentionally trying to destroy me and everything I've worked for. Yeah, you were the one that told me to darken your eyebrows. Now look at me. I'm not even human. Okay.
Did he look better?
And the teleprompter probe. Or you had no trouble putting this in there. Anything that makes Trump look bad. You anti-Trumper, you. Carolyn Levin and the teleprompter scandal. Have you heard of this one?
We talked a little bit about what the president might say tonight, but the other question is, who is running the teleprompter tonight after this report that the other guy is now under investigation for making money off of reading the president's speech?
Obviously, I'm aware of the report. The president is too. I spoke with him about
Come on, Carolyn, give us the report so I don't have to do it.
that. He believes it's deeply unfortunate and frankly a disgrace. And the individual that was cited in that report is complying with the CFTC, but has been put on paid administrative leave. So there will be a teleprompter operator tonight, of course, but it will not be the one, unfortunately, in that story.
So somebody was betting. What was the bet on the teleprompter?
It didn't. We don't know specifically what bets he was making, but you can on Kalshi and Polymarket and stuff. You can bet on will Trump say the word blue, or all sorts of stuff, prop bets essentially. So this guy that was running his teleprompter was going in, and a typical speech bet would be, will Trump bring up the Iran war? Or will Trump announce that he's dropping out of something like that? So we don't know specifically what the bets were, but clearly the guy who's operating the teleprompter has pretty good information ahead of time what the president's going to say.
Here's the other one that you brought up yesterday, and I decided I'd bring up, even though
I have it right here. I put your Scalise thing in there. I just forgot.
Hang on. All right. Well, back to the bet stuff. Here's one of the bets that possibly could be going on: delays at airports.
Yeah.
Which, you want to set something up. I think there's some sort of movie where they shorted a stock and then they tried to destroy the airlines or something. Remember that movie, whatever that was. Here's the thing. It's like, okay, how many delays will there be at Chicago O'Hare Airport? And what will the total amount of delay for particular airlines? Well, somebody could go in there, go through the wrong exit and cause an hour backup, or try to bring something in through TSA. Or just slow the flight down by just making a bunch of noise and causing a bunch of problems while on board, and figuring out, okay, that's going to take about an hour. The fact that you can manipulate the outcome of these things and there's millions of dollars riding on it, this is extremely dangerous.
Yes. And they basically applied for I guess, I don't know, a permit to offer flight cancellation bets. Kalshi did. So, I mean, the baggage handler can just sit there.
Anybody could affect any one of them. Okay, back to Steve Scalise.
I've got your sound if you want it.
Okay, here we are.
This is the Michigan election system.
Yes, here we are.
Access to the Antrim County election management system, because we show on November 5th, we can see it in the forensic images,
all right,
that an anonymous user logged onto the EMS remotely with escalated privileges and made changes to the database when they were trying to retabulate the election. So that's one huge development.
There you go.
Because now we prove that the machines were remotely accessed. And more importantly, they were remotely accessed by an anonymous user who had elevated privileges in the system. That is pretty damning for the non-forensic reviewers out there, people who do not want a forensic audit. And the other thing probably is equally explosive. Everyone's seen ballots before, like these ballots here. On the side of the ballot, there's these black boxes. There's 59 black boxes on the side of the ballot.
Right.
We now see within the forensic images that in Antrim County, those blocks 15, 18, 28, 41, and 44 were all intentionally modified. The height and the width, the shape of those blocks were intentionally modified in order to generate errors. What does an error do? In this case, by modifying those specific blocks, they were able to cause rejections for Republican ballots. Meaning if you voted for Donald Trump and then put your ballot in the machine, your ballot was rejected at a rate of 20% more than Joe Biden ballots.
Is he still going?
No.
Okay, good.
But who is that guy?
I have no idea.
Yeah, me neither.
But he certainly got a lot to say. Take out all the ums and ahs, and he's going to give you 10 seconds of some very valuable information, which I have no idea what he's talking about.
Box 16 through 28.
Show that, plus somebody had an EMS external ability to affect something there on November 5th. This is what people want. Show the evidence. Where is it? Back it up and say, look, they manipulated 25,000 ballots. They moved this number over here. They didn't check the signatures. They were able to change this or change that. Just show it and then say, this is a vulnerability. It's not going to happen where all of a sudden they go, well, then Trump gets in and what, we're going to put him in a time, some sort of time capsule. And hey, set the thing for 2020. We're going to return the clock back. And
nice.
Like, oh, there we go. Now you won. Get in there.
I wonder who'd be president now.
Right? It's like, okay, if it was stolen or manipulated in some sort of way, we know there were shenanigans. We know, of course, that they did their best to have social media hide stuff like the Hunter Biden stuff. Also, Pennsylvania changed their own constitution to extend when they were going to be looking at the ballots. All that kind of stuff went on. Probably you had additional ballots that came in because of the whole COVID lockdown. The problem is that you have to have integrity. If you don't have integrity, then you have people that are not voting and you have low voter turnout, then you've got a problem. Because now, if you have low voter turnout, imagine if 20 people are sitting there and we're going to order a pizza. Well, if only 5 people decide what they want as the topping, but they're all those kind of like really weird people that, have all sorts of allergies, and they make you take your shoes off when you go into their house, and they've got cats named after authors, those kinds of people. They're the ones that are choosing the toppings on the pizza, and then all of a sudden you show up and you're like, whoa, this pizza sucks. Like, I don't know, who's put this on there? It was because you didn't vote. No, Teeny, it's bad. Teeny, it's bad. You didn't vote. You sat out. You just let like 5 people determine what the toppings are going to be. You can't come along and complain later. Low voter turnout often ends up with getting a candidate that gets in there and doesn't represent the majority. So you have no reason to complain, or you have no standing to complain if you don't vote. And people go, well, I'm not going to vote because the whole thing's rigged. Well, then you're a fool. Don't follow that line of logic. Just simply think, I want my voice heard. If not, again, you're going to have the 5 people that have, 2 last names with a hyphen in there choosing the toppings for the pizza.
That's
right. You know what you end up with? Like weird nuts, different broccoli. You seen that on there?
No, never.
Oh, my God. What the hell's this world coming to?
You should tell that to the 2 million registered voters in Seattle that failed to show up and vote for mayor. Spend a lot of time.
But the turnout was over 50-some%.
No, I don't think so.
Yes, you look it up and get ready. It not only was over 50%, you're going to apologize to me when you find out that, yes.
Oh, that's state of Washington.
2025
Seattle.
mayoral race, Seattle turnout.
30.59%.
No.
2.5 million registered voters, total ballots counted, 770,000.
It was over 50% turnout.
That
okay. All right, now
the math ain't mathin'.
Okay,
fella.
you know what? Okay, then we're gonna take the show off the air for a moment, and you just play some music, whatever you got, and I'm gonna arm wrestle Joe for the answer.
Ooh. All right, we should figure this out. Hang on here.
You tell the show is lightly scripted today. Can you tell? You look it up.
I'm working on it.
All right.
Okay. Settle down.
The last part of it.
Seattle general election.
Mayoral election. How much was it?
39.24%.
That's not the number I got earlier today.
You're getting your info off Instagram, like everything else. Probably AI.
No. Okay, but then I still go back to, does anybody argue with my pizza analogy? Because that's exactly what happens. You got to get in there and do that. I did see, like, for instance, when Bill de Blasio won with 21% of the votes, 21% turnout, you get only the activists that are voting, and everybody else sits back.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. Same thing right here in Seattle. Matters locally, nationally, everywhere.
Don't discount it. If you don't, then you can't complain about something. And that's the problem. So then when people go, how did she get elected? She got elected because you didn't vote. That's what you end up with. I still think you're wrong on it, but I'm gonna forgive you because you have a lot of other great qualities that are working well. Washington Democrats are splitting on vote to cut U.S. military aid to Israel. This is an interesting topic. I think were they 138 voted against when it went to the House.
Yes,
This is one for the first time when the aid was being proposed. People are like, no, which I get that Israel and the United States are having lots of spats, and you don't have politicians that are supporting, because this used to be something that could be brought up against you in elections, that you were not a friend to our big ally there in the Middle East. But I think relationships are strained. Plus, when you think about it, why do we have to borrow money, which we have to borrow money because now we've got the deficit and debt. I think we're getting close to $40 trillion. We're going to borrow money and give it to Israel for Israel to use in defense. People will make the argument, well, hey, the good news is whatever money we give them, they give it back to us when they buy all of our military supplies, whether it's advanced drones or aircraft, bombs. They're just taking it and reinvesting it back into the United States. But for the 138 Democrats that voted against the support to Israel, they're holding strong and saying, no, we'd like to see some changes in Israel before we continue to fund our quote-unquote greatest ally in the Middle East. That's not going to be working out so well.
Katie Wilson won by 2,011 votes.
I know. I'm still going to get to the turnout thing. By the way, before we go.
I gave you the number up there.
I know, but before we go.
Okay.
20 years ago, or a little bit more, there was a woman I met in Issaquah. She saw me. She ran over to me. We were shooting a show at Evening Magazine. And I turned around and I gave her, I thought, some pretty solid information. And she walked away, went back to her office, and broke down in tears. And I hadn't heard about this until last night. So we decided we would call her and find out what I said to her. But it turns out to be good. There are now tears of joy.
Okay.
All right. Check with Nate. Looking at traffic, Nathan.
Thanks, John. South 5 into Seattle, still bumper to bumper from Northgate Way all the way to I-90. Linwood in the downtown has gone up to a 50-minute commute. North 5, we're bumper to bumper from the north end of Bowling Field now to the Ship Canal Bridge. 40 minutes to get you through this. Northbound 99 packed from the stadiums to South Lake Union. Southbound is packed from the Aurora Bridge to the stadiums. Seattle to Linwood and Bellevue to Linwood are both 35-minute commutes. Bellevue to Renton's going to take you 35 minutes as well. South 405 is jam-packed from 520 to Cold Creek Parkway before you even start to thin out. And on Bainbridge Island, northbound 305, we've got a 4-mile thick backup from Northeast Core Road up to the Agate Pass Bridge. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thanks, Nate Connors. Let's see if the pantry's not working, and maybe the closet's downstairs when you come in the front doors to the right or left. I can't remember in your particular house, but you can't find anything in there. And the same thing upstairs when it comes to the master bedroom. The storage for shoes, forget about it. They're all over the floor. And that favorite sweater of yours, good luck trying to find it mushing through all of the hangers that are there because it's just too jam-packed. And the same thing in the garage. There's no room in the garage, so you've got things all over the floor. You can't even park your car in there. It's a space ratio problem. You just have the space not set up correctly. This is exactly what happened to us at the barn in Cleellum. So we had Closets by Design come in. We love the fact that they're locally owned. They've been around for 22 years. They do amazing work, totally customized for us. So we didn't have to add any space. We just had to add cabinets. We had to add some shelving. We had to add a whole bunch of stuff that Closets by Design told us this will be perfect for you. And it was, without the giant price tag. They're going to give you 40% off plus 15% off and 0% financing on approved credit when paid in full. The best when it comes to organizing your house, it's Closets by Design. 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
Hi, I'm Charlie Harder.
And I'm Amanda Factor. President Trump says, quote, it's really, really big news.
He'll break down his address to the nation.
The Mariners are back in town after the All-Star break.
The Rick Riz Show comes your way at 8:15. Rick will preview the weekend series with San Francisco.
And if you're still looking for something fun to do, KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden has your weekend planner.
Join us 5 to 9 tomorrow on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Hey, you know Earthwise Salvage in Soto? That really cool place with all the amazing doors, windows, and other treasure? Great news! They just opened a brand new location nearby. The Salvage Lumber Warehouse is ready to serve as a central resource for contractors, builders, home DIYers, and hobbyist woodworkers, providing access to cleaned, de-nailed lumber ready for reuse, flooring, beams, siding, mantles, live edge slabs, and so much more. All harvested from structures, not forests. Visit EWSalvage.com.
Summer is the time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or tan. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your very own hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. They are the team that addressed my hair loss, and I recommend them to everyone. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair's summer sales event is on for a limited time. So get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and make the call now while their summer savings event is still on. That's 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
It's 5:30. I'm Tim Hole. Level 2 evacuation notices are now in effect due to a fast-moving wildfire in Franklin County in eastern Washington. The Neff Jones fire has burned about 1,500 acres today alone near Calotis. That's about 40 miles north of the Tri-Cities. It's threatening homes, crops, and a Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife hatchery. An aircraft known as an autogyro veered off the runway at Kashmir Airport and hit a hangar on Wednesday morning. The pilot, a 69-year-old Leavenworth man, was hurt. He was the only person on board. The FAA will investigate. Autogyros look like helicopters, but function more like airplanes. A new lawsuit against Southwest Airlines is raising questions about passenger safety and in-flight drinking.
Court documents allege the airline let a visibly intoxicated man board a Seattle to Sacramento flight in August of 2024, then served him more alcohol before he sexually assaulted a 20-year-old woman seated next to him. Aviation attorney Mark Lindquist represents the victim.
Letting someone obviously intoxicated board an aircraft and continuing to serve him alcohol are both violations of FAA rules.
The defendant, Jeff Lorenzo, has already pled guilty in federal court. The suit claims Southwest failed to train staff to prevent and respond to in-flight sexual misconduct. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
We've reached out to Southwest for comment, but so far have not heard back. A car smashed into the Hungry Dogs Diner in Bonnie Lake earlier today. Police say the driver's foot slipped off the brake and accidentally hit the gas. They say there were no signs of impairment. No one was seriously hurt, but 2 people were taken to the hospital for minor injuries. That diner is shut down, but neighboring businesses have been able to open back up. We'll have pictures of the incident at mynorthwest.com. 12 apartments unlivable after a fire tore through a 3-story building in Seattle's Wallingford neighborhood. Firefighters had to pull apart the ceiling to reach the flames.
We've also used our chainsaws to cut into the roof to gain additional access to the fire, because not only has it made it into that void space, but it's also made it into the support walls as well.
That fire at North 45th Avenue broke out around 7 this morning and was under control about an hour later. No word on the cause. Everett is moving ahead with plans for a new downtown sports stadium. The city council has approved buying the first 4 properties needed for the project. If it's built near Wall Street and McDougal Avenue, it would become home to the Everett Aqua Sox and new men's and women's professional soccer teams. The Everett Herald reports construction could begin as early as this fall if the project wins final approval. At 5:33, let's check in with Nate and real-time traffic.
And it's brought to you by Seattle Sports. Everett to Marysville. It is slow to recover this afternoon. It's a 20-minute trip, but it is still crowded between 526 and 529. South 5 heading into Seattle is getting worse, too. We're bumper to bumper from Northgate way to I-90. This is getting thicker and thicker. In fact, Linwood in the downtown has just gone up to 1 hour. North 5, we're bumper to bumper from the north end of Boeing Field to the Ship Canal Bridge. About 40 minutes to get through this. Northbound 99 is bumper to bumper from the stadiums of South Lake Union. South 5, you're packed from the Aurora Bridge to the stadiums. Bellevue to Renton on 405 is struggling as well. 35-minute trip, and South 405 is packed from 520 to Cold Creek Parkway. There you'll start to thin out, but you're not in the clear to get into those S-curves. And out in Redmond, we're seeing unusually big backups through Redmond this afternoon. Eastbound 520 jams up prior to West Lake Sammamish Parkway. That continues on Avondale over to Novelty Hill Road. In both directions of State Route 202 are jammed up as you make your way through downtown. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Partly cloudy overnight tonight, low 58. Partial sunshine returns tomorrow and 76 to end the week. Partly sunny and 79 on Saturday, 81 with lots of sunshine on Sunday. Seattle right now is cloudy and 63. I'm Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
I had to dinner with a friend of mine last night. Dan and I were sitting there, and he said, I ran into somebody that, I don't know how he ran into this gal, in Issaquah yesterday. And she told him a story. Oh, I know what it is. Dan works for 425 Magazine. He's going to do a story on this woman who's a photographer. He asked about how he got started, and she talked about how successful she is. And she happened to mention that 20 years ago, as she told the story, she said, somebody told me that I really needed to kind of be better at being a photographer. And then he ends up saying, well, what happened? Well, I met this person. He's well known, and he gave me some very, at the time it seemed to be really mean spirited. The comment I gave to her 20 years ago, because after I said it to her, I didn't realize it, but then it changed her life for the positive. That's the good news. And I had no idea this brief encounter would end up, helping her to become the very, very successful person that she is today.
But before then, it caused her to run to her.
Run off
crying.
Yes.
She just
So I wanted to call her, and find out if she's still telling the story about how that I was mean to her 20 years ago. But the good news is, again, it all worked out in the end for her. Okay. Right? So we called her up a little before the show. You ready? Do you have it? Here we go. That's good. Actual call.
Hi, this is Brooke.
Brooke Clark. Hey, John Curley. It's good to speak to you again.
Hi, how are you? Long time no talk.
I know. Yeah, now listen, after we hang up, you have to promise me one thing.
Okay.
No crying.
Oh, amen, brother.
I ran into Dan Redwine yesterday, and he told me the story. Can you retell the story of what happened 20 years ago?
Should we talk about how you and I met?
Yeah.
Okay, I love it. So I had just had a brand new baby, my second, and I am born and raised here in Seattle, but we had moved back from Los Angeles. I had decided that I was going to try to be a portrait photographer. And so in Gilman Village, they had a little closet on the second floor, and I looked out the window and I saw you setting up your camera. And I obviously knew who you were, having grown up here my whole life. And so I am an entrepreneur, a hustler. So I ran down the stairs to introduce myself. I said, "What are you doing?" And you said, we're filming from here. I said, I have a business here. And you said, "Really? What's your business?" And I said, "I'm a photographer." And you said, "Yeah, everybody's a photographer." Kind of, rolled your eyes. And between the newborn hormones and the lack of confidence starting, I thanked you and wished you well on your assignment. And then I went upstairs and cried. But really, it was so motivating that actually what I want to do right now is just say thank you, because 2 decades later, I was telling that story clearly to a mutual person that we know. Mm-hmm. In a way, it was the trajectory for my business, because everybody can be a photographer, but how you make somebody feel about themselves or the experience really became the backbone of the company that I have built over the last 2 decades. And so I'm actually really grateful to you. I didn't think we'd be talking right now, but I have shared that I mentor quite a bit with young people. I leave your name out of it, by the way. Okay. And it is incredibly motivating, sometimes not in the way that you think it's going to be, and it can change everything, because now what we do, just the philosophy of Studio B Portraits, is you on your best day. And it was really based on the idea that it was how you would make somebody feel, not just the image that you would capture on that day.
Yeah, your success is really quite something. Disney and People Magazine, GQ, Grammy Award-winning musicians included in here, that your work has really gone somewhere. Now, I'm not taking any credit for it. And by the way, let me just say, in my own defense, I do remember the exchange, but I don't think I meant to be mean. I was just sort of giving the reaction, like, because everybody could take pictures, yeah, everybody's a photographer. I wasn't being dismissive of you. Did you feel that I was?
I have to tell you, I think a lot of times how feedback comes through is through the lens that you're in. And for me, there was such a vulnerable place that I was in, from being a new mom and opening a business brand new, that I'm sure I probably filtered it in whatever way I was going to do it emotionally, but it also became the momentum and the catalyst for the build. Mm-hmm. And so how you said it or what you said that day was really probably 2 parts, my perspective and literally whatever kind of day you were having that day, because you were just at work.
Well, all right. So as we sort of wrap this up, Brooke Clark, there at Studio B Portraits in Issaquah, so did anybody come in? Like, did somebody see you? Were you dabbing your eyes? Have you gone and told people shortly after the meeting? John Curley told me I don't really have a career, or I'll never be a success. Did you get that? Just trying to make sure you didn't create a lot of, PR damage from me, Brooke. That's what I'm just trying to protect myself.
It clearly didn't hurt you. You are very successful in your own right. But I will say, I usually like to bleep out the name as I tell the story.
Yeah, and then they guess. Then they start guessing. Oh, was it Brad Good? Oh, was it Garth Swanson? Oh, was it Gene Anderson? Dennis Bounds? Was it Jeff Renner? And then you're like, no, John Curley. And then at that point, you have to be like, and change the subject.
I will tell you, I've had some really great experience with Joyce Taylor.
Yes.
And Kelly Hansen. And now I'm going to add you to my I've had a great experience list. We're going to put John Curley back up on the good side of the board.
Oh, now the truth comes out. So I was on the other side of the board. Oh, you're not even answering. You're just laughing through the question. All right. Listen, Brooke, it's so funny that people meet. You don't know the reaction. You don't know the interaction you're going to have with people. And you don't realize that, things that are said, either offhanded remarks, as you mentioned, I think so brilliantly. It's how it is said, but where you are at the time that it is said, how you filter it, right? And how you decide to respond to somebody else's opinion, right? And I just learned something new today, and I really appreciate that.
Oh, well, and you know what? It's actually so lovely and thoughtful of you 2 days later to call and make an apology like that. I spend a lot of time now.
Hang on there. I'm not apologizing for anything. No, I mean,
let's run it back. Okay, right.
I'm not apologizing. I said that to you because you know that to be true. Everybody had a camera, and because you didn't have to do any going into the dark room, you could just fire off 1,000 shots and then go, oh, well, here happens to be a good one. But the happenstance of a good picture taken, you can't leave that up to a sort of a serendipitous snapshot. There has to be some creativity and intellect and thoughtfulness behind it, some creativity that drives the shutter to capture that exact moment, which is what you do, right?
I would say, everybody has a stove and they still go out and eat fabulous meals. Everybody has access to a grocery store and they still want a luxury experience. And lucky for me, I found that in photography and imagery. And so I think it is, again, not an apology. It's very big of you, thoughtful of you to reach out today.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Hey,
is that better?
Yeah, that's great. Hey, Brooke Clark, thanks a lot for making my day. Appreciate it.
Thanks, John.
Okay, bye-bye. That was nice to be able to catch up with her. How about that, huh?
She's killing it, too.
Yeah, it is. She's quite the talent. All right, here comes Wilcox Trying Farm Eggs recipe. We can't do it for you, but Nate has got traffic for you. Nate.
All righty. Seattle Mariners has the update. Renton, northbound 167 and south 180th. We have a new collision. It's taken up 2 left lanes, including your toll lane, and you're stacked up to south 212th. Auburn to Renton is taking you 20 minutes. South 5 is packed approaching the scene. Tacoma to Olympia, we're looking great at 35 minutes, but you do still have scattered slowing between Lacey and Olympia starting at Cabela's. North 5 still slows through Nisqually. Here in Seattle, South 5 is getting worse. We're bumper to bumper, almost from 130th now. Northgate to I-90. Linwood into downtown, 55 minutes. North 5 is solid from Albro up to the Ship Canal Bridge, about 40 minutes to get through this. And Bellevue to Renton is down a little bit to a half hour. South 405, we're still struggling from 520 to Cold Creek Parkway before you even start to thin out. Don't miss the biggest event of the year at T-Mobile Park, 50 Seasons Celebration Night, August 8th, presented by Daktronics. Get your tickets at mariners.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Your coffee would never get cold. your flight would always be on time, and your mattress would always respond to you and your unique sleep needs. Sleep Number mattresses are designed to respond to your body and shift with your changing life, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good night's sleep.
Summer's here, and it's the perfect time to tell you that Integrity Roofing and Construction has been serving and supporting our Puget Sound communities for 10 years. If your roof is aging, storm damage, or just ready for an upgrade, now's the perfect time to schedule your free consultation. With products that last longer and perform better, Integrity's team brings full transparency so you know exactly what your home needs before you spend a dime. And Integrity has locations from Issaquah to Sequim to Everett and Gig Harbor. Visit IntegrityRC.com. That's IntegrityRC.com right now. Integrity Roofing and Construction, where doing the right thing matters.
If you're hurt in a car accident, call Harold Carr Law Offices right away. They'll save you time and get you more money from insurance while you're able to focus on recovering. Visit carlaw.com. 2 R's in car. Car accident? Call CAR.
John is a national champion ping pong player.
My greatest claim to fame is an actor who portrayed the Chinese national champion that played Forrest Gump. I played him in a national tournament and I actually beat him.
Competing at that level takes precision and healthy shoulders. But after years of wear and tear, he was dealing with a serious shoulder injury.
I had a slap tear. Success rate for the surgery was only about 15%.
Instead of surgery, he chose to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy, the most experience in the Northwest with over 20,000 stem cell procedures.
The next day, I was pretty much 100%. I was pain-free. I had problems with my shoulder for 20 or 30 years.
And have you been able to compete again?
I won a national title 6 months after the procedure. My shoulder's like I'm an 18-year-old.
So whether it's a hip like I had, a shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Digging in my yard, trying to lay a pipe. I hit a water line and now I have to pay a big fine. I should have called 811.
Honey, did you invite the minions over?
Well, you know how we talked about getting Wi-Fi from Xfinity?
Yeah.
I ordered it this morning, was online in minutes, then they showed up.
So they just came over to use the Wi-Fi?
They even brought their own devices and spellbook.
You didn't give them the new Wi-Fi password, right?
No.
That's good.
I gave them our old one. Because Xfinity lets us keep the same network name and password so devices connect instantly.
What do they want Wi-Fi for anyways?
Better not to know. Plausible deniability.
Get streaming or scheming instantly with same-day Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Plus, lock in one price for the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi for 5 years. Guaranteed. And see Minions and Monsters only in theaters. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa this weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa this weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates this weekend only. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Friday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Jazz Alley invites you to experience the soulful sounds of South Africa's own Jonathan Butler, a trailblazing voice in jazz, R&B, and soul. July 16th through the 19th, tickets at jazzalley.com. Next up, Avery Sunshine.
The John Curley Show mailbag is brought to you by Advanced Hair Restoration.
Thank you, Advanced Hair Restoration. Thank you, Sean. Boyd, any time for a song?
Nope.
No.
There
Wow,
we go.
that's it.
Perfect.
Ooh, that hurt. Here comes we get to all the rest.
Fernando in Seattle says there aren't even over a million people in the city of Seattle. Where do you get 2 million voters? There's only 816,000.
By the way, Joe will stand corrected at this point. Joe, you would like to say what?
John was right. Yeah, that was the state of Washington. It was 55% turnout.
There we go. Kevin in Wren says, guys, I'm in my car. I need to get a shout out to get IBM going on.
Ooh.
What? I mean, it's because the stock is dropping like a bomb?
I guess so, yeah.
Well, I don't like being on our show's not going to help.
Jesse B says, I'm sad that we don't hear Lauren Bacall's anymore since Comfort converted to Home Comfort Alliance.
I like that.
Thank you, Lauren McCall. B in Puyallup says John's Advanced Hairs commercials on TV right now.
That would have been cool if it was on the yesterday. We had a guest in the studio, there? And you said, "Oh, look, my commercial's coming on."
I'm sitting in the thing with my legs crossed? And exciting acting.
Tina on the 425 says, "Curly, I don't know what's going on with your eyebrows, but I've been wanting Joe to fluff your hair up for weeks. The old messy, spiky look was good on you, especially with the facial hair."
I got some hair follicle problems.
Oh no!
It's not advanced hair, just general upkeep. Aaron says, use mascara on your brows. I did it in high school with Peach Fuzz, and I got all the girls.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jamestown and Eastlake says, we've already gone through you having plastic surgery. We told you before that you didn't need it, but we were really concerned about your eyebrows because honestly, when you stress out your eyebrows, they will fall out.
Jimothy the raccoon says, Rachel on 425 says, is Jimothy on a bumper sticker yet? Ask for a friend.
Tina in 425 says, my woodland animal would be a fox. Duh, we'd be the best friends and I'd feed him Wilcox Family Farm eggs.
Yum!
Fox would be nice.
And now it is time for the letter of the day.
Wow, Teeny's doing double duty there.
Sheesh. Also from Jessie B. She says, I'm out tomorrow, so I tossed together a haiku while laughing so hard I'm crying.
Oh, good.
Joe Tito Wallace. Dude, what's up with John's eyebrows? A low-flying plane.
Yeah, a lot in there.
Boy, that was a big forehead.
This IBM came back because of us.
Did they? Nice.
It picked up 3% today. Should have bought the dip yesterday.
That's right.
That's all she wrote.
Well, the show was, this is not my best. This is not going into the Radio Hall of Fame.
I disagree.
Well, thank you. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nate. On.
Harborstone Credit Union has the update. Renton, all northbound lanes of 167 are now blocked at South 180th to give crews a chance to clear this collision out of your way to the shoulder. So you're backed up to South 212. Auburn to Renton is up to 25 minutes. South 5, you're packed from 405 to the scene. And then south of State Route 18, still heavy between Algona and Puyallup. Renton to Puyallup, 35 minutes. North 405 remains slow from South Center through the Renton S-curves. South Center to Bellevue, 25 minutes. Here in Seattle, North 5 bumper to bumper from the north end of Boeing Field to the Ship Canal Bridge. South 5 is solid from almost 130th in Northgate to I-90, about 55 minutes from Linwood into downtown. Crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle, we're slow across the lake on westbound 90, but you're close to the speed limit. Westbound 520 jams up about mid-span and you're bumper to bumper over to I-5. Everett to Marysville, just under 25 minutes. Earn up to $30 per month just for using your Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card. Open your free checking account online today at harborstone.com/cash. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Hi, I'm Charlie Harder.
And I'm Amanda Factor. President Trump says, quote, it's really, really big news.
We'll break down his address to the nation.
The Mariners are back in town after the All-Star break.
The Rick Riz Show comes your way at 8:15. Rick will preview the weekend series with San Francisco.
And if you're still looking for something fun to do, KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden has your weekend planner.
Join us 5 to 9 tomorrow on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Welcome to this week's Puget Sound Express Whale Report. According to naturalists with Puget Sound Express, the Salish Sea is absolutely packed with whales right now. The past week has seen nearly 20 different humpbacks in the waters off of Port Angeles, with tremendous displays of breaching and lunge feeding. Not to be outdone, Bigg's killer whales have also been gathering in large numbers, with various families traveling and hunting together throughout Puget Sound. Summer is heating up, and so is the whale watching. Family-run Puget Sound Express offers daily guaranteed whale watching tours departing from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Puget Sound Express also offers tours out of Port Townsend and Port Angeles on the Olympic Peninsula. Orcas, humpbacks, minke whales, and so much more. Don't miss out on your chance to see whales in the wild. Family-run Puget Sound Express guarantees you'll see whales or your next trip is free. Book online at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Our founders believed that freedom wasn't just a word. It was a way of life. The freedom to move forward, the freedom to pursue what matters most, the freedom to live fully. But aging has a way of taking those freedoms away. That's why there's Longevity Medical Clinic. John Curley here. My best move was becoming a patient of Longevity Medical Clinic years ago, and second best move, getting my wife, Nicole, to join me this year. Stop guessing and start working with a doctor who knows your goals and get personalized care designed around you, not the average patient. Discover what's holding you back and what can help you thrive with longevity. Aging is natural, but some of the effects are undesirable, and you don't want to have to just accept it. So this year, as we celebrate 250 years of freedom, ask yourself a simple question. Are you living with the freedom you deserve? Get real answers about your health and get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out more at lmclinic.com.
Wow, Sarah, these window coverings are gorgeous. Did you guys do this yourself?
No way, it's all Hunter Douglas. My local expert came to our home, brought samples, and helped us see everything in our actual light, then measured perfectly and handled the installation.
If you're planning a remodel, moving into a new home, or simply ready to elevate how your space feels, Westco Blinds, your neighborhood Hunter Douglas expert, offers custom, beautifully crafted window treatments thoughtfully designed for life. Whether it's blinds, shades, shutters, or drapes, our products fit your windows perfectly. And with smart home options, you control the light and privacy with a tap or on schedule. Hunter Douglas window treatments are an investment in quality, backed by a lifetime limited warranty and ongoing support from your trusted local expert, Westco Blinds. Call now to schedule your free in-home design consultation. Call 206-285-5455, 206-285-5455, 206-285-5455.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold